Welcome in, everyone, to episode 182 of the PvPoKamaz podcast. So my camera's off, and Josh's camera has a Bastiodon image on it because we haven't shown off what our costumes look like, and I don't know what Steve looks like, but I know I look real goofy, and I couldn't pass up the chance to have Tristen and Kaz react to what it looks like live, so that's why we have our cameras off, and we'll reveal in I guess 3, 2, 1, right?
This feels like Christmas morning. I
think we should do one and then the other, maybe.
Okay, yeah. To not make it too overwhelming. Yeah. Maybe let's go see first because I don't know. I have a feeling. And for context, for anyone that wonders why we're doing this, myself and Steve lost a highest elo bets, kind of like a legend bet in a way last season, and losing team had to dress cosplay as some Pokemon, and this is the two that Kaz and Tristen decided for us. And of course there is no Wailmer Bastiodon costume at Party City or Amazon or Pokemon Center, so we kind of had to come to our own devices. But all right, we'll reveal Steve's first. All right, if you're not watching the YouTube version, you probably should. But all right, 3, 2, 1, reveal.
Yes!
Oh!
That's sick!
Okay, that's pretty good.
I love the little eye holes.
I mean, it's pretty good. Okay, the eye holes, honestly, that's clever. Because
and the tan shirt is a good touch, too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh my
God. We've got the spikes on the back.
Yeah. Oh my god. So good. Okay. I can't quite see the top of it. Can you? Yeah. Okay. There. You got the little triangles coming out. Oh my god. It's so beautiful.
I love the fact he has the Bastiodon on his screen too, so you can do the comparison.
Yeah.
No, that's actually really clever too. That actually looks pretty good.
Oh
all right. God. Well, I kind of wish I went first now because I'm not going to do the top cap. But hey, if it's a costume contest, I at least got second, which is good enough for me. Oh dear, this guy looks so...
Yeah. All right, Mr. Second place.
All right. Where's my... I gotta find my mouse. Okay, here it is. I don't even know what sound sounds like. Yeah.
He's coming to us from inside the
Wailmer. Right, count me down.
3, 2, 1, show us.
Yes. Oh, man.
Oh my god!
What? I don't even know what this looks like right now. Wait, hold on. It's better because I have... Wailmer has eyes, but I can't really do this very easily without my other hand, so...
Oh, no.
Oh my god! Oh my god! It's so amazing!
Let me just say, there's some logistical issues if I had to hold this position the whole time, alright? So,
no. You can just...
I'm just letting you know.
You can let that go. You can let the eyes go. Well,
just
imagine them.
The eye holes would have been nice, though. I probably should. I didn't. These are my actual bed sheets.
Come on, you should have bought some.
I don't know. Anyway, this is
What? I'm sorry. Can you stand up and?
I cannot.
What's going on?
I can't stand because my legs are inside my hoodie as well to make myself look bigger, right? So there really is no standing option here.
Can you spin in your chair? Will it all fall?
Dude, I'm sweating in this thing right now. I have my windows open.
I thought maybe you had rented one of those fake pregnancy bellies.
Well, so I thought no, I didn't do that. But I thought about buying one of those big sumo costumes and inflatables. But the problem is I can't even sit in a chair if I do that, and also I don't know how to make that whole thing cool. So yeah, so I went with this option. Anyway.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Maybe I was definitely imagining when you were talking about logistical issues. I was like, from
just put my mic in
down. Is that what the problem is? But no, I see.
Yeah, he's gotta put the mic. He's gotta put the mic behind the mouthpiece that he cut out.
the mouthpiece is crucial here. So
yeah.
All right. Anyway, we'll do our best to hold this position, but I am legit in a sauna right now.
This is our host Wailmer and our co-host Bastiodon, HurricaneKaz, and myself.
He's already
the best cold breaker. Yeah, I'm sweating in here. It's crazy. I also like have like a towel inside this too to like make myself look like a little wider, and like that's not helping either. But...
Oh my god.
Anyway,
I think you're both.
You gotta get
so
some like
beautiful.
fans behind you.
Dude, I need a fan inside me. Like, yeah. Like I have the window open in the winter, and I'm still like sweating over here. But I mean, it is California, so
you're both so beautiful. I could never have imagined.
Cease is like when I look at Cease, it's like, dang, that looks better than mine, and he looks more comfortable than me. Like I'm like struggling on all fronts right here. But,
you should have. Yeah, you should have just gone with the cardboard cutout route. Just
but I don't know how to cut a round cardboard. Is the problem, right?
Oh, so you use the scissors and you go like this.
Oh, like a Wailmer. I could have like a Wailmer face and just like did that. I thought I had to be the Wailmer, right? So I was like trying to like really like encapsulate my whole body into it.
Can I tell you my idea? Because when Kaz and Tristen I think the thumbnail was a Wailmer and a Bastiodon because I wasn't there to record, and when they decided what we were going to dress up as, I saw the thumbnail and I went, "Oh, I get to dress up as Wailmer. This is going to be sick." And so my idea was, before I even listened to the episode, I was essentially going to go like, blue face paint and just make my head the Wailmer and then have like a green screen suit so that it would just be floating Wailmer head. I was like, oh. But then I tuned in later.
There was nothing holding you back from DMing me that idea, You could have helped a homie out.
You guys talk about this.
You guys could have worked
well, the thing is, like, I don't know how he was going to do it, so I was no help to Steve, right? But, like, I was like, I don't know how you're going to do Bastiodon, but that's actually really clever, though. You could tell that I'm not very
you could have all DM'd Steve, be like, yo, Steve, you're the Wailmer guy. What should I do here?
Well, he's a Wailmer guy. He's not the Wailmer costume guy. I really didn't think he thought this through.
I was like, it sounded like Caleb had an idea. Like from listening to the episode, I was like,
it was going to be the sumo suit at first, but then I was just like, I can't even sit down. I don't know how like it's going to be like. I'm going to be like sumo squatting the entire episode and miserable too. So yeah, that would have been a lot. All right, well, let's get into some events here while we say costumed up. We got the community. The remix every year we get in December, end of year catch-a-thon. This will be this upcoming weekend, actually Saturday the 21st from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. and then Sunday 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. as well. I have a cup during that time. Yeah, let's see. I don't know. These events are like
days.
I'll be driving for one of those days. So.
Oh really? Like it just happens to be during 2 to 5.
Well, yeah, probably.
Yeah. 2 times XP, 2 times Stardust, 1/2 #distance, 2 times candy and stuff like that. All the usual stuff, lure modules, incense, stuff like that. Maximum.
The nice thing is like it's like a. Yeah, the nice thing is it's like a makeup, right? So you've likely already caught most of these things. So if you can't play,
I do need more chancy XLs though.
Wait, you need more Chansey XLs? For what?
Yeah, because I didn't really play Chansey Calm Day because I think it was during a regional. And back then, I think the regionals, like, they overwritten the actual event spawns. So, like, there were no Chansey spawning either. I have a Chansey Blissey X maxed out, but, like, I just want to have enough if I could have to do another one. Wait, what?
Because Chansey Com Day was during one of our regionals as well. And I remember playing the Com Day with everyone, but maybe we had to go outside the venue. Maybe. Well, like,
Still well, at least I remember for me, like I definitely had to. But we got Bellsprout, Chansey, Gumi, Rowlet, Litten, and Bonsui spawning on the Saturday, and then Mankey, Ponyta, Galarian Ponyta, Sewaddle, Dynamo, and Poplio spawning on the Sunday. Dude, honestly, looking at these, like I feel like our last year of community day spawns were pretty bad. I'm looking, I'm like,
there's nothing that's like super like meta relevant.
Well, not even that. I mean,
Gumi.
The Mankey for sure, right? But the thing is, like, it's more so like these spawns aren't rare. Like, we had so many like Mankey stuff before, right? Like, I don't think anyone was hurting for like Mankey, but maybe some people were. But
if we could get Shadow Mankey, maybe. But outside of that,
and then for the last 10 minutes of each hour, you have a chance to catch Porygon, Cyndaquil, Bagon, and Beldum, which.
Those were our community day classics.
Oh yeah, that makes more sense. I was like, these are kind of random, but yeah, that makes sense.
I do need to finish my Porygon ticket thingo, so I will be playing
that's
in those
true.
10 minutes.
I have a Cynical ticket I haven't finished too. Yeah, you're right, actually. No, I have a Chansey one too, actually.
I'll be honest.
It's a big coincidence that, like, day 2 is, like, all the Pokemon that I happen to have missed. So, like...
Is that the one you're driving or the one you're not driving?
No. That's the one that I'm not driving.
Nice.
So
that's
good.
Thanks, Niantic.
Kaz plans on driving perfectly.
There's a bunch of stuff in eggs as well, but these are eggs from 2023 Community Day. You can just check out the website there. There's just a whole list of them. But
it's everything that had a Com Day in 2023 is in eggs.
Here's
right.
Oh, what are you gonna say?
But also, it's in eggs, so it's like not really worth it. I feel like unless you really need something, like it's not worth it to go through the egg roulette of like using your incubators to like get something, unless there's something you like really need for some reason.
Yeah.
I mean, it's half egg distance, I guess. So it's take it or leave it. It's not something to put too much.
I still need to hatch a Galarian Corsola too, so I'll do all the hatching I can do.
So like the next section of this site lists out all the Pokemon that you can evolve for their featured attacks.
Yep.
Like from basically Saturday morning through Sunday evening, right?
Yep.
But it doesn't list every Pokemon that has ever had a Com Day.
No.
Yeah, that's usually how it is. It's like usually like the last 2 years.
Everything from it's usually like last year and this year, I think.
Plus this year, yeah.
So I think it's like basically everything that's in the eggs plus everything that's spawning, essentially.
Yeah. Because like we had
But I have all these Dynamax starters that I need to evolve. Dang it!
Well, if you don't want to spend the lead TM on it, you don't need it right away.
The wild area event.
Well, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I was like, there's probably some future event that you'll be able to, but I was just like, the last one we had also did have. But there's a gold tour coming up, so maybe there might be some of those spawns. So again, it just depends on how fast you need them, for anything. But yeah, like for example, like Greninja was spawning during Yokohama, like during Worlds, but that was 2023, right? So like that counts, right?
Yeah.
Stuff like that. So, but yeah, some of these feel like
more
than
the Dynamaxes don't like super need to move because it's like you're mostly doing fast moves and then using your Dynamax moves, right? So like,
but still, it's the idea.
I get you. Wait, are they like hundos and stuff, or like close to hundos?
No, I don't have any hundos, but they're like close, like some 96s.
Oh, okay. So just in case, yeah. Mm-hmm. But that's about it. So definitely worth doing. Man, I'm trying to think if I want to go to this cup on Saturday now because much fancy. But
go to the cup, man. There is actually one little bit, just because there's like so many pieces on this event page, like, all the tickets and community ambassador and Pokemon showcases and whatever. But the only bit that's actually like, I guess, a new piece of info that I thought it was just for the January one, but it turns out it's for December as well, is that there is a unique background if you buy a ticket for some events.
Oh my gosh!
For like a catch background?
Yeah, like a catch background.
Yeah.
My cup is at 2 p.m. start time. It doesn't get worse than that. And it's like about an hour drive, and there's no way it's going to end in like 3 hours. There's just no way. Think about it. I don't know. I might skip it.
Do you really need Chansey XLs that bad?
It's just like I had the Chansey quest. I want to catch some good IV Chansey to evolve to finish the quest. I mean, I guess I could evolve some random Chansey too. I don't know. There's just so many cups too, right? Like I think I have 2 first place finish and a second place finish. So like I just need 2 more first place finishes to literally max out. And even if I don't get 2 first place, like even if I get just 1 first place or 1 second place finish after that, that's still like plenty, right?
Not going for travel award.
I mean, it's up to you.
Oh no, I'm
like,
definitely not. I definitely don't. I'm not in competition with that. Yeah. You would go to the cup,
but I mean, personally, like I don't even know if I'm going to play these events that much. Like I've caught most of these mons. Like the main, like I wouldn't mind trying to get like maybe a few more good Mankey options, but besides that, mostly I just need to evolve because like I forgot to evolve most of my like Primeapes and Annihilates from last month, so I just need to like sit down and evolve them. Also, are they doing the thing where it's like outside of the 2 to 5, like all these Pokemon are spawning like the rest of the weekend?
That is a good question.
It doesn't specify that anywhere.
It doesn't.
Okay, so it says outside of these times, any feature Pokemon may appear from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. local time. Yeah.
Okay.
So just 9 a.m.
You
to
can
9
also
p.m.
it'll be
But
hard,
it's not like
it'll be harder to find them, but like you can still catch your chances and stuff like
That's
all
true.
the rest of the day on Saturday from
okay.
9 to 9 and from 9 to 9 on Sunday outside of that 2 to 5. So like
Yeah.
again, it will
I'll
be
think on
less
it. I'll think on it.
concentrated and you won't have like the bonuses that are offered between 2 to 5, but like you can still hunt most of these things outside of that 2 to 5 hour, which is like why I've always liked the December community the best.
Yeah.
Because it's like they have that concentrated window where it's optimal to play, but it's like if you can't play during that window, you can still evolve and catch the stuff during the other times. And like I sort of wish they would do other community days like that because I feel like it's a good balance between getting everyone to play at the same time, but also making it so that if people have existing commitments during that 3 hour window, they can still participate, but just it won't be quite as good.
Right.
I just love that Caleb is constantly like
This is something else, you know. Something I never thought I'd do. But here we
What do we
are.
got next?
All right.
know, man,
Yeah.
this is pretty
Let's. We got So this is solid. I didn't realize this was gone, but the friends list rating feature returns. So for those that this was happened during the wild event, right?
Yeah, it went during the wild event. As soon as that event ended, it went away for like I don't know a week or two, and then they like brought it back.
Oh, okay. Was it just like a test? But this is like permanent now, right?
It doesn't say that it's not. It
doesn't specify that it is or isn't a test, or that it may leave again. It just highlights that it is a feature that you can access right now, which is great because it's pretty universally loved by the community.
Yeah. That was a really great quality of life feature that I don't think a lot of I never even heard anyone suggest something like this, but it on release everyone really liked it and it was pretty bug free to my knowledge at least. I don't know. I mean I didn't join any myself, but I know people joined into mine and it seemed like it was fine.
There were some bugs like basically if you joined from the friends list and somehow you crashed out, you couldn't rejoin it.
Did it take your pass?
Yeah, I think it would take your pass and you would miss out on the rewards and the encounter and stuff. Versus how if someone invites you and you crash out, you can go back to that spot above the raids thing and it's orange and you can click on it and it'll take you back into the raid or into the encounter. That didn't exist if you crashed out when you joined from your friends list. So that was the one bug. I probably lost a solid 5-6 passes during that weekend.
Oh my gosh!
Whoa, that's a lot.
Was crashing, and I didn't even do that many remote raids either. But I just had so many game crashes that weekend. It was really frustrating because I lost those 5-6 passes, and I also crashed out of a couple Gigantamax raids and couldn't get back into those either. So that was definitely a frustrating weekend for me with the crashes. But that's the main bug. I think it's
do we know if
the
it's still
feature's
a bug?
coming back, but it's I don't know.
Is it possible that they fixed it in that 2 weeks? Have we heard anything?
It's possible. I haven't heard anything. I've only done 2 raids like this since, so and those I didn't crash thankfully, so I don't know for sure. I think the feature is a little different than it was initially though. I think is that outlined in the post?
No.
No, they didn't say anything different.
It literally just says this is available.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
I guess hopefully they fix any bugs there. Yeah.
I think what I heard, if I'm remembering correctly, was so initially when you joined from the friends list, if you click join and the lobby filled up, it would still invite you to the gym and you would basically be starting a new lobby. But now that's not an option. So now if you try to join and the lobby's full, you just can't join.
Yeah, well, that was definitely a bug.
And then I think,
they definitely.
And then I think the other thing, and I think the other thing was that it used to be, at least during the wild area event, was that if I joined Caleb's raid, then Steve could see I was in a raid and join me, which was really joining Caleb's raid, but I don't think it can chain like that anymore.
Okay, which again sort of makes sense to me. Like that's a little wild.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I mean that's
Okay.
interesting.
We'll see how it goes. I mean,
it's just slightly different functionality than it was originally, from what I've heard.
Yeah. It's a good time to try to get
nice
back
to have
to.
it back in general. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Dude,
I legit didn't realize it was gone, but I was wondering why no one joined. I was like, maybe people just don't like the raids I'm doing.
During that Necrozma raid day, though, Polly was like, "Is anyone doing raids? Can someone invite me?" I'm like, "Dude, you can just join from your friends list. You know that, right? It's bag."
He doesn't know
Polly,
that.
please.
He never knows that.
I mean, I can't even judge. I didn't even know it was gone. So
that's true. That's arguably worse.
Yeah. Anyway, holiday festivities will continue in part 2 of the Pokemon Go holiday event. So this will be starting on Sunday, 10 a.m. the 22nd to December 27th, 8 p.m. So about a 5 days worth of stuff. 2 times XP from catching Pokemon and 50 times more XP from raid battles.
50%.
50%.
Very sorry, 50%. What did I say? Oh, 50 times. Yeah.
50 times.
You know why? You know why I said that? Because I was literally sitting there. I knew it said 50% more, but I was literally sitting there and thinking in my head, I'm like, why can't I actually just do it 2 times more, right? It's like 150% XP, like really that much different than 200%? Like just give them, like how much XP are people really getting from raids? So that's why I said like times, because in my head, that's what I was thinking. But anyways, it's only 50% more, so 150% of the usual XP. 12 days of daily adventure incense, so a little kind of 12 days of Christmas reference. But from the 25th of Wednesday to January the 5th, so even past those events, daily adventure incense will last twice as long. Sorry, what did I say? Dude, I don't know, man. It's hard to think in this.
The heat is getting to him.
Dude, I might look like a Wailmer, but I also have the Wailmer like intelligence right now because I can't read. Like, I don't even know what's happening anymore.
He's gonna pass out. Like,
yeah. I'm like getting actually cooked in the literal sense.
Caleb, do you have some water by you? You gotta drink some water.
I do. Yeah, of course. Yeah, you're right. You're right. These water Pokemon need to be drinking water, otherwise they're not functioning well. You're right.
Yeah, he's just drying out on land, dude.
So from Wednesday, December 25th at 10 a.m. to Sunday, January 5th at 8 p.m. local time, daily adventure incense will last twice as long. So
can I just ask why?
Yeah.
Like why 10 a.m. and 8 p.m.?
I don't know.
Like, why do you not do it from 9 a.m. on Christmas Day?
Yeah.
Or just like
they don't want you staying out too late. Even night.
Not going out before 10 a.m.
Or just like
10 a.m.
like midnight.
Yeah.
Like I just god.
Yeah, why can't it be midnight to 11:59?
And it's also local time too, right? I think if it's like a universal time, that'd be different. But like, and so it might end for like 8 p.m. for some people and midnight for others. But like, it's literally set at local. I don't know. It's weird.
It's very strange. It seems like I mean it's a cool thing to like give us a bonus on our daily adventure incense, especially since a lot of people want to hunt those shiny glaring birds now. But like, it's just kind of seems like a weird.
It seems like they just like they don't want people playing like after hours kind of thing or whatever. But like I'm just like people if you want to play the game, they're gonna play the game. But also like if you work night shift, you kind of or like like you kind of want to have it at all 24 hours because some people that work night shift are sleeping during those time.
It's all hours during all the days except the first and last day. Like you can use it.
You're right. Midnight. You're right. That makes even less sense. Now I think about it.
It's not like it's 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. every day. It's literally like 10 a.m. on the
You're
start
right. Yeah,
day.
that actually. Yeah, that makes okay. The only thing I get. Yeah, I don't know. Niantic, if you're listening. I don't know. Drop a dev diary on why that's the case.
Drop a dev diary.
And the thing is, like, they've had other like events and bonuses that have lasted from like midnight to 11:59 p.m. So
they're usually like the rocket events too. Yeah,
the rocket events, the like go battle day events, stuff like that. Like, it's not like they're not capable of programming an event that goes from midnight to 11:59.
Well, also, especially rocket events, because people are out and about doing that, like go battle days, whatever. I get it. People probably at home, but like people are out and about doing rockets till midnight if that's the case. I mean, I know I was for one of them. So
Right.
Are rockets available like at all hours, like 24 hours?
Yeah, just not the leaders and geomodules.
Regular rockets
the
are, but the leaders aren't.
Yeah.
But you can still get the leaders from balloons at any hour.
Yeah. Yes, every 3 hours and stuff. Regular rockets being available after hours is nice because that's when there's no traffic. I'm just like driving around. I get degen at 2 a.m. trying to get my rocket. But I mean, yeah,
I live can't do your daily incense then on December 25th, I guess.
I sure can't. Yeah. Nor the 22nd until it's 10 a.m. Yeah. Anyway, so Pokemon debut. So Wooloo and Double will be wearing a holiday outside. What's up?
I was gonna say, what if you want to do your adventure incense like on the way over to your like family's house, like before Christmas, like breakfast or something? You can't do it.
You can't.
Showing up late.
You can't do it.
That's irresponsible.
You better call an Uber so you can just drop it while it's happening. But yeah. Something I found out.
10:30. I gotta do this adventure.
Yeah. No. Something I found out from Daily Adventure Incense. So it's not specific just Daily Adventure Incense, but just like when you're speed capped. So I found this out from shout out to Michelangelo. He's the SME for a lot of the NA events for the Pokemon regionals. But so he was telling me that if you're speed capped, you know how like if you try to throw a Pokeball or something, it might just like auto run, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you want to wait till you like slow down before you try that, or like pull off the highway, whatever. Obviously, hopefully you're not driving, you're a passenger, but still, even if you're a passenger, you can't catch it, right? Apparently, the berries work the same way in the sense that if you feed a berry while you're speed capped, it's guaranteed to run when you throw a Pokeball, even if you come to complete stop.
What?
I had no idea that was the case. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I didn't know that either. So because that's I would do that all the time. Is if I'm on the highway, I'm like, oh well, I have a glaring bird. I literally did this like the other day when I was going to the airport for Toronto. I saw one on incense and I just threw one at it. I threw a berry at it because I was like, I'll just drop a golden razz on it now. And then I'll catch her once I get to the airport, right? And of course, it runs in one ball. But like, I didn't know better because it's a golden bird. That could happen anyway. But apparently, the moment I dropped that golden raz on it while I was speed capped, it was done. It was over for me. So that's
crazy.
Yeah. So because one way to test this, if you're really curious, is if you're like on the highway, you see like a 10 CP Pidgey or something from incense or just in general in the spawn, just golden raz it while it's happening, and then try to catch your Ultra Ball, and I guarantee you'll probably run too. Which like it shouldn't, right, for like a 10 CP Pokemon, but
have you
apparently
that's this?
No, I just found out this past weekend, so no, but yeah, I mean, I guess I could sometime when I'm on the highway and see, but other people, I guess people in the comments can correct me if I'm mistaken / Michelangelo's mistaken, but he's like done a lot of like research into the Daily Adventure Incense, so he also said there's something. This is interesting too, that. You know how there's like certain rare spawn points in Pokemon Go? It's like certain spots like certain spawn points have a higher likelihood of spawning like third stage evolution or really rare stuff. I remember back in like the old PvE days, like before PvP even dropped, like trainer tips and other people would cover this kind of stuff. Anyway, those rare spawn points, if you're walking with your Daily Adventure Incense and you're near one of the rare spawn points and your Adventure Incense spawns like pretty much on top of it or around that area, there's a higher chance of it being a glaring bird. So if you know where the rare spawn points are within your area and you constantly walk by it while you're adventure incensing, you have a higher chance of glaring bird. And I was like, again, it was Michelangelo that told me this. I was like, are you sure about this? He's like, dude, I've literally seen like 8 glaring birds in this one spot at my place. And it has a way higher chance rate.
I saw some people that were saying that like, oh, like if you encounter a Galarian bird somewhere, then like you should go back there because you might encounter it again. But like I figured it was just like sort of like just like them just like making stuff up, like
like an urban legend sort of thing.
Yeah,
like a confirmation bias or something. But like maybe there is more to that. I will say with the berry speed cap thing, I don't know. I'd be curious to see someone test it because like I know I've been like in the passenger seat in a car, like on the highway and clicked on something and like I think given it a berry while we were still going fast and then waited for it to slow down and then caught it and haven't had it run. I think. But,
interesting.
So I'd be.
So I mean, again, I'm not saying 100% what I'm saying is true. It's just the knowledge I've been passed on, and I guess like for safety's sake, it's not like you failing the berry later it will change anything, right? But I think we just do it out of habit. Like, let's just load it up with the berry first, right? Because we have nothing else better to do right now.
For sure.
At least that's my thought. But
so anyway, there's a Wooloo with holiday attire.
yeah. Wooloo and double with holiday attire. The holiday attire honestly looks pretty cute on the Wooloo.
Looks kind of ridiculous. It looks kind
of the double does.
Yeah, because the double.
Wait, how do you know what it looks like on the double?
Like
have we seen it?
I think there was an image from like maybe a data mine or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Not like
interesting.
But
like
it's really cute on the Wooloo though. But
yeah, it's real cute on the Wooloo, but it looks kind of goofy on the double in my opinion.
Interesting.
It kind of made it look like a unicorn, like it was like coming straight out because it's like not on its head.
Let me see if I can find one. So.
All right, and then
you do that. So
wild encounters.
Yeah.
What was that?
What the heck is this? I'm looking at the wild encounters. Alolan Rattata, Murkrow, Galarian Zigzagoon, Blitzel, Vanillite, Tynamo, Wooloo wearing holiday attire. And if you're lucky, you might find an Absol. What the heck is this?
What is that list?
It's the
Like I understand, like Vanillite has been sort of like a holiday spawn, which I guess an ice
Blitzel's like a reindeer.
Sure. But why is there 3 dark types?
Wait, isn't there yeah, that's true. But I'm just trying to think, right? Like, what? Isn't there like one of Santa's reindeers named Blitz or something?
Okay.
Oh, Blitzen! Yeah,
no. Blitzen. I have another theory.
Okay.
So we've got 3 dark types, right?
Yeah.
And then we've got like Blitzel and Tynamo are the electric types.
Yep.
So like maybe it's like to represent again like that idea of the solstice, like light and dark, like
maybe. I don't know. I mean, the Zigzagoon is white and black, right?
I'm trying.
Well, okay. So the Zigzagoon is white and black. Wooloo shiny is black, and the regular is white. There's like a black and white theme going on.
Oh, is this just because? Because it's the Dual Destiny season, so it seems to have nothing to do with the holiday. It's just like black and white.
But it's the holiday event, though. I don't understand.
I don't understand. Like, it's just weird because it's like past holiday.
Like Absol's kind of white and black.
Help us to help you, Niantic. Help us to help you.
Absol's like mostly white, but it's a dark type, right? So, but I don't understand why there's a light and dark theme. That's the only thing I don't understand.
I can only speak to the Dual Destiny season. Like,
that's it.
Yeah, but I just holiday.
Told you it's solstice.
But it's just weird because it's like past holiday events we've had like Stantler and like Delibird.
Technically the
Pokemon, you know.
Technically,
I was hoping more Citadel would be around.
So
wait,
and again, ice Saturday? Types, like we've had like Citadel, Snover, Snorunt, like all that sort of stuff. Like
none of that. Well, they're in raids, like, or some of them are in raids. But
some of them are in raids. Like the next section has our like the 1-star raids: Alolan Vulpix, Galarian Darmaka, which is an ice type, Citadel ice type, and Litwick fire type. Again,
well, that's out of the current batch.
Like, I'm not going to be raiding for these things. Like,
well, except for Citadel, because you have an increased chance to encounter the shiny in raids.
Yeah, you know what? I might hop into Citadel raid just to see which of my friends even hop in to try to do it with me. Just to see if anyone's actually trying to do these.
Daily pass. I mean,
that's not a bad one
because
like
I could use the hunt.
Because
like you want the hundo for Great League as well.
Yeah,
raids make
if you're a field meta specialist, it's probably not a bad idea to try to get one.
But,
I'm sure I wouldn't be surprised if that's like relevant in a meta in the future.
This event is definitely a little underwhelming. The only thing I'm personally excited for slightly is the Murkrow spawns because I still don't have a shiny Murkrow after like.
There's no way you don't have a shiny Murkrow.
No, I'm at like I think it's like. At
that's
least
crazy.
32, if not 3,500 encounters. Let me look.
That's it took me a while to get my first Diglett, so like anytime I hear about that, that's always like interesting to me. That like how some
and
people...
like granted, I don't know how many of my encounters were like before the shiny was released, but
dude, well, I mean, I'm sure you want to catch your own, but I literally have 10. So if you ever want one, including one of them is a shadow.
Okay,
so
it's more than I thought. I'm at 3,616 encounters.
No my God.
Heck. 3,000. Let me see how many I'm at.
That's wild.
I mean, I've seen 5,000, but still, I don't. But like, I've seen less than double the amount you have, and you also like still haven't like gotten one, right? So like that's still pretty crazy.
You have 10?
I have 10. Yeah, one of them's a shadow, but yeah, I have 10.
I think Paris is my cursed shiny hunt because like I cannot encounter a shiny Paris. They're just it's not,
I only have one of those too. Those are pretty rare, I feel like, too.
Yeah, but they've been spawning like for the past 2 seasons now pretty regularly.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's true.
Wait, we can actually see this in our shiny decks. We have a trusty shiny decks. I'm sure there's plenty of us that don't have shinies of stuff, but like I'm sure there's like really common spawns that we have like literally just what is. Oh, I just don't evolve my shinies. That's why I'm like I don't have a Pidgeotto shiny, but that's just because it's just that's just that. But
I only evolve them once I have the whole family.
Wait, Goldeen? Is that like a rare shiny? Because I don't have a Goldeen shiny. I've never seen one.
I don't know. It like doesn't.
I don't think I have it either.
A lot of events or anything.
Okay.
It's not a very common spawn in general.
Oh, I don't have a Kabuto shiny either. I've never seen one of those.
I have one, but only because it was traded to me. Same with a Paris, actually. Like I got traded one.
Yeah, I don't love trading for shinies I don't have in general. I think I've only done that maybe like 2 or 3
I have one local friend who I play with sometimes who it likes to do that. So I'll do it every once in a while. We're best friends, so it's like not as bad of a cost.
Yeah. I'm kind of with Tristen on that, which is why I was just like I don't mind offering it, but a part of me wouldn't be surprised if you just want to finally hunt down your own like one day. But
especially with the Murkrow though, like it's been going for so long. I definitely want to get it myself.
That's like your white whale.
Was like, it is. The funny thing is, it used to be there used to be 1 or 2 others as well. Ironically, one of my other white whales was Wailmer.
No, that one took me a while too, actually.
I actually don't have a shiny Wailmer at the moment.
What?
I got one.
Well, I have 4.
I transferred it on stream one time, so I don't have one.
Wait, on purpose or like?
Yeah, it was on purpose.
Okay. It's like part of a challenge or something.
I think it was sort of out of the blue. I think so. There's this guy who watches my streams, Evo Stevo, and he was just kind of like 5 subs if you transfer that Wailmer, and I was like, all right. Bet. Easy done. I'm not attached.
No. Yeah. Well, he sure says like I'll do it for 20, right? Even though you would do it for 5, and then he'll be like, "How about 15?" I'm like, I could do 15.
You just haggle it.
Yeah. That's how you barter. Okay.
But
anyway, what a weird event.
Spotlight hour. For Murkrow Spotlight Hour, I had to work, and I was like, I obviously didn't get the shiny, but I was like, I'm gonna have to earn my button, and it's gonna be really mixed feelings if I button it and don't actually see the shiny on my screen. But I get it. But
you're probably one of the few people in the world excited for Murkrow Spotlight Hour.
You and Lauren Lolly. That's
probably the only one.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I don't know. Part of me feels like you're more excited than Lauren because Lauren at least has shinies, right? But, yeah. All right. Well, what a weird holiday events, but
crazy.
The other weird part about it is that the incense encounters are going to be different based on the day that you're playing.
Yeah.
So Sunday, December 22nd, Tuesday, December 24th, Thursday, December 26th, you have a higher chance of encountering Snorlax, Blitzel, Yamask, Lampent, and Wooloo wearing the holiday attire.
It's got weirder.
What are these spawns? God.
Why are they ghosts now?
Monday, December 23rd, Wednesday, December 25th, Friday, December 27th, you have a higher chance of encountering Togetic, Galarian Zigzagoon, Fungus, Furfrou, and Citadel.
What the heck, man?
I don't even. I tried to give them an out earlier, and they just didn't. They just said, "Nah, we're gonna make it even."
How is Yamask a Christmas holiday? What? That's a Halloween Pokemon. And Fungus, I don't understand. What is this event?
Someone's
these events are just getting these events are just getting worse and worse. I feel like.
Oh
I feel like there's been so many events the last few.
It's just
so many events the last few months where I'm just
I get that you don't want it to be the same every year for these kind of repeat events like Christmas and Halloween and stuff, but
Dude, I was look forward to some Satata wild spawns. I kind of need them.
Yeah, people look forward to these return events because they feel like it's a reliable, like, sort of spawn pool, right? It's like, oh, I know I'll be able to catch like some of these ice types, around this time of year, and they're just making that harder and harder to do. I know that there's a billion Pokemon, but like, there should be a common thread.
Should be. But anyway,
you can also make a Fungus, Galarian, Zigzagoon, and Lampin event in like January if you want. Knock yourself out. Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
but I just feel like there's been more and more events in the last several months that like I've just been like, okay, I'm just gonna like not really play during this because it's not very interesting or exciting.
I mean, that's one thing. Like, these events just troll.
Of events.
Speaking of events that you're probably dying to play, we have a hatch event coming up as well. It's Ilqm and Magby Hatch Day, which I'm sure everyone's hunting for. But December 29th from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. Just 3 hours, 2-kilometer eggs, increased chance of getting shiny Ilqm and Magby. And yeah, that's pretty much that. And the increased chance of receiving 2-kilometer eggs, I guess, from spinning stops. And
that's about that.
That's some other stuff too. Just read through all that stuff. Half hatch, egg distance too, all those things. Honestly, if I were doing that, I'd probably just open up a bunch of 7-kilometer eggs and stuff so I could try to get myself a Corsola. But that's just.
Wait, are you sure that it's half hatch?
Those shinies.
Oh, is it not half hatch?
I don't think it's even half hatch.
My vision's a little impaired right now, so maybe I read that wrong.
Drink some water, Caleb.
It says
drink some water.
Oh, wait. No.
Increased chance of hatching shiny Ilqm and shiny Magby. Increased chance of receiving 2k eggs from spinning Pokestops.
No. So there actually is half hatch, but it's a weird on a different part of the page. Charged Embers Hatch Day extended bonus. From Friday, December 27th at 10 a.m. to Sunday, December 29th at 5 p.m., there's half egg distance. So it sort of lets you clear out eggs before the event, I guess.
Yeah, that's actually really nice because that's always the problem with the hatch events is like you have to clear out all your old eggs before you can get the new ones. So that's good, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't have either of these shinies.
Yeah.
Well, hatch what? Yeah, I don't have either of these shinies, so like I kind of want them, but I don't know if I want to.
Hang on, Tristan. So not only did you miss the Com Day, but you also then missed the December Makeup Com Day when they were also available. Which is 3 separate days.
The Com Day was for... for...
No, it's true. Because they're in eggs, it's much harder. Because I don't have the Ilqm shiny. Like, I have a Magby.
Steve, do you have the shinies?
Oh, no, I don't play that.
I'm like, man, we've really come a long way when Steve's trying to roast people for not having shinies.
You missed 3 days, you don't have the shiny. Oh, but I don't have it either.
I don't play this game, man. I don't know. You were talking about missing 5 raids earlier.
We're talking about a game?
Bugs. I was like, hey, what the heck? I was doing I had a final exam during the first Com Day at the very least. But I remember opening my phone, catching 2, and then going back to the exam. Because it was COVID time as well. So it was like, well, I'm not going to catch nothing here. But anyway. So that's pretty much that event, and there's nothing really else to say.
All right, what's next?
So play it if you want to play it. Don't if you don't. And then I guess next up is the New Year's 2025 event, which is Monday, December 30th at 10 a.m. through Wednesday, January 1st at 8 p.m. So again, we've got sort of a day, 2 days, day and a half-ish sort of ballpark in there. And there's only a few things in here. It's 2,025 XP for catching Pokemon with excellent throws, which is roughly double. So, if you want to, if you really need that XP and you didn't do enough raids with double XP, get some excellent throws in. There'll be fireworks in game and costumes. Are these all the same? There's Jigglypuff wearing a ribbon, Hoot Hoot wearing the New Year's outfit, and Wurmple wearing its party hat in the wild.
Yeah, none of these are new.
Okay. which is fair enough because it means I can skip this event. In raids, we've got Pikachu wearing its snowflake beanie, which we've seen before in 1-star raids, which I'm just going to say sounds a little bit like a holiday Pikachu that could be in the holiday event rather than the New Year's event.
What?
just a thought from my end. I don't know. That's. But there's also Eradicate with Party Hat, Wobbuffet in a Party Hat in 3-star raids. I'm actually not sure why they've ditched Gengar in a Party Hat. Like, that's just not part of this event, but the other two are. But I don't know.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Oh,
I don't need it.
I think that was for some kind of anniversary event, because that was also when we had Nidorino specifically in the party hat, because they're the two Pokemon that were featured in the
Kaz is
opening animation.
Didn't they? I could be remembering wrong here.
It's not a celebratory New Year's outfit, okay?
I kind of thought that it was in raids at the same time as Wobbuffet one time, though, but I could be wrong.
I don't know. And there's really nothing else different about this event. Field research, paid time research, of course.
You will find in last year's New Year event that had both Gengar and Nidorino with party hats.
What?
So, just saying.
Oh my gosh. Well,
they've just ditched them this year.
Too bad if you didn't get them last year then.
You'll get them next year.
I think Steve's segment needs to be Pokemon Go history.
Yeah.
Did you know? I've missed half this game's lifespan. It's crazy.
That's why you're so good at researching it.
I'm so used to having to fill in the gaps.
Yeah. And then the last event that we have on the docket is they just actually announced the January 2025 Community Day, which will be Sprigatito, the Paldean kitten Pokemon. That'll be Sunday, January 5th from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m.
We got that kind of quick. I feel like this is the newest generation, right? Did we finish all the other starters already?
No. We have skipped a generation.
What?
Galar.
What did we skip?
Yeah, I was gonna say, didn't we not do Galar at all?
Wait, why did we skip that?
But the thing is, the Galar starters just came out in like September.
Yeah, that's true. They came out later than a lot of other.
Wait, what were the Galar
versus the Paldean starters?
Grookey and Scorbunny and Sobble are the.
Came out into the Pokemon Go game. Yeah. I thought you meant like came out in general. I was like, wait, I was like they have like a DLC.
No.
Okay,
I meant Pokemon Go versus like the Paldean starters we got like last fall.
Yeah.
So it sort of makes sense they're flipping the order based on what's been like in the game longer. So yeah, it's like standard stuff. Like Meowscarada is going to get Frenzy Plant, but then also, it says starting with the event and continuing afterwards, Meowscarada will be able to learn the Charge Attack Flower Trick. So I don't know if that'll be any good or not. And then it's like all the standard Community Day stuff. This one's going to be triple Stardust for catching Pokemon. So if you need Stardust, this will be a good one for that.
Always.
And then all the other standard bonuses with like the double candy, double chance of candy, Excel, lures and incense and snapshots, additional special trade, 50% less Stardust for trades.
Speaking of Pokemon Go history, do you guys remember when we all thought there was going to be like a continuous pattern to Community Days?
There was one for a bit, and then Niantic really pulled the rug on us. I think when we had like Charmander come back for Community Day once, like that second Charmander one, it like kind of messed up. I don't know if it messed up before that, but it definitely messed up the pattern by then. Because it used to be like, oh, here's gonna be a starter, and then the next one's gonna be something kind of rare, and then back to starter, and I feel like they just ran out of rare stuff because like we had a what did we have? We had a
I think they actually
actually
transitioned to saving the rare stuff like for events so they could get the money.
Yeah, like milk them a little bit. Get like Shiny Gibble and Raise at like a Go Fest or something, and then they bring it back like a year later. Yeah,
because now we have.
Yeah, that's right. Because Shiny came out during that.
Yeah. But now we have stuff like Bellsprout Community Day, and we had what's the Lavani first one? Bounce Sweet.
You're telling me those aren't meta relevant?
Yeah.
I don't know. I did lose to a Magical Leaf Victory Bell once, so it's not a good time.
It's true. It can happen.
It can happen. Well,
I was just reading through the rest of the blog post. There's like some like shop bundles or something. But did you guys see the bundle in the shop right now? It's like if you don't have your storage maxed, it's a really good deal.
I maxed my storage.
Oh, really? I'm doing that then.
Yeah,
I got coins.
I hadn't yet, and it is a really good deal. So it's like $3.99 for one Pokemon storage, like upgrade, and one bag, like item bag upgrade, and you get 5 incubators, super incubators, and raid passes.
Yeah, 5 raid passes.
I think you can only buy like once.
You're really selling this to Steve who never raids.
Yep, bought it.
But I do think it is a good deal.
Well, it's a 1 coin discount.
Once, I think. But
yeah.
On just the storage. And then you get
like usually these usually bundles are like, oh, this is such a good deal because it's assuming that you're going to be buying these like raid pass bundles and stuff, and it's like, I'm never buying this, so it doesn't matter. This one is just purely good if you were going to buy storage because it's already that 1 coin discount, and then you just get free stuff. So I'm like, yep, I'm in. Sold.
Because my thing with the storage space is like, I feel like it's never like a good deal even on its own, right? Like, because it's 200 coins and you only get 50 spots. I just don't think that's ever been worth it to me. So so when it offers like a deal like this, I'm like, okay.
I'm a hoarder, so I normally max my storage out as soon as they increase it, but the last 1 or 2 times they've like maybe like a month after they increase the storage, they've put out a bundle like this, and I've been like, shoot, it sucks to miss this. So like this time I like intentionally didn't fully max my storage, like hoping something like this would come along later. So
good gamble.
Nice. Yeah. Paid off.
Yeah, and let me know when there's those things in the future, because I will buy with the coins I already have in game.
That's true. I was really glad that I just already had coins. I still miss that coin bundle though.
There'll be another one in the future. It'll be fine.
God, I hope so.
But I think that brings us to the end of our event.
You're up.
I'm ready.
Are you okay?
I'm good. I've got limited auction, but I think I can make it through Kaz's Corner. So need to reclaim my throne before I die. Let's go.
I think we need to potentially add a Wailmer and Bastiodon to the Kaz's Corner leaderboard.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd be okay with that.
So, since the latest costume Pokemon to jump into Pokemon Go is Dedenne, that is going to be...
That's where I thought she was going with that, too. I was like, oh, really? No. We are costumed here.
No. You are costumed. The Bastiodon and Wailmers in-game, unfortunately, are not.
Dude, if we, had it real tight with Niantic and stuff, I wonder if we could convince him to do, a Bastiodon Wailmer costume just for, this week. But there's, there's so much other stuff that Niantic needs to focus on. So, I doubt...
Yeah, no. I don't think this should be the priority.
Yeah, if when that day comes when Niantic will cater to something like that, then I know that they've really they've really sung a different tune with when it comes to community focus.
They add a Wailmer costume to the trainer costume thing, but it's just a sheet.
The Wailmer costume is just a human face sticking out of his mouth.
Oh my god. Okay. So Dedenne is obviously an electric fairy type Pokemon, and it uses electric type attacks, right? Mm-hmm. But its little whiskers serve another purpose. What can they do? Yes, you can look up a picture.
Say the question again, if you can.
Okay. So it uses electric attacks, obviously, right? Yeah. But it's whiskers, right? Uh-huh. They have another purpose. What is it?
And
yes, question. You can look up a picture.
I'm already there.
Are you sure they're not feathers?
I'm 90% sure that they're not feathers.
So this, I sort of realized why Caleb re-asked for the question now. So the first purpose was the electric attacks?
Yes.
Okay.
But they do have another purpose.
Okay.
Because they're attached to its little cheek pouches, right?
Yeah. Okay. I don't...
This is one where I genuinely think looking at a picture might be helpful.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay, I've got 2 thoughts.
That's my only hint.
All right.
One's okay. So one seems really obvious, but I don't know if it is just like in the category of the first thing that they're for, and so I would feel really dumb if I just say the first answer.
As long as you don't write it uses them to attack, I think it's an honestly like a good guess.
Okay, as long as it doesn't use them for an attack, then I think I'll go with my obvious guess.
All right. I'm ready when you all are.
Hold on.
I don't know. I might be completely off here though. This Wailmer brain might not be it. Just saying.
Oh, I can't type. My eye holes are pretty small.
Yeah, you can't see through your eye holes.
You don't know how hard it was because this is like the front of a plastic folder. It was so hard to cut these holes out, and if you look up close, it is like so jagged and like dangerous.
Well, yeah, part of me, I was wondering too. I was like, what if he made the whole thing and then the eye holes were like mispositioned? You end up not being able to see, right?
They actually were a little mispositioned.
Oh, a little bit. Oh. But you can also adjust where the mask is on your face, right? A little bit.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I sort of like took a guess. I was like, oh, I'll put like one here, and they ended up like really wide apart. so like I could have one eye in at a time, and it's like, so I just had to stretch them both inwards. But
my god!
All right, I'm ready.
Okay.
All right, you all ready? Yep. All right.
Yeah.
Count us
3,
down.
2, 1, send.
Oh, whoa! I might be really off.
Ugh. You guys.
Oh no.
We all were that off?
Yeah.
That's
so
fine.
Caleb wrote, they use the whiskers to interact with the environment and other things it runs into. Steve wrote to absorb electricity, and Tristen wrote they charge up energy, which is kind of similar.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you are all incorrect. They actually use them to communicate with other Dedenne because they are antennas.
Wait, but that's what I'm saying. Like you interact with other things, right?
No,
it has to be other to Dene.
No,
communicate.
Well, no, because I'm thinking about like that's what Well, the reason why I wrote that is because that's what mice do, right? Or that's what rats do with their whiskers, is they use it to like communicate with other mouse and like
with other mouse.
Yeah.
Oh shoot! I should have been more specific.
But this is
I said
like
other things. Other things is like
the literal Pokedex entry reads. It is the antenna Pokemon. Its whiskers serve as antennas by sending and receiving electrical waves. It can
okay, that's different.
With others over vast distances.
Okay, yeah, I was thinking about like physically, you're like brushing up the antennas.
That's what I said.
Stuff.
That's why I said I think that looking at the picture could be genuinely helpful because when you look at them, they look like little antennas.
They do.
They do, but I didn't see antenna. I just thought like they were like.
You couldn't see it through your Wailmer brain.
Well, I saw it, but I was just like, I know that like they're drawn a very specific way for a reason, but I couldn't figure out why.
Yeah,
that makes more sense.
I could see the antennas, but then I was like, oh, but they also look like a little bit like power poles. So I was like, well, it's the obvious answer. And if Kaz is sort of specifying that it's not to do with attacks, then maybe it's to do with the other part of it.
I'm okay with the result here because I wasn't planning on winning. I just needed Tristen not to win to pull ahead. Because if any week is his week, it's the week where both me and Steve have vision impairment. So I'm actually very okay with a straight up tie.
This is the opportunity.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, this is your week to win.
You are right. Like mice do like communicate with other mice. Like
I feel like if I let's say hypothetically if I put like interact with environment objects and other Dedenne, would you have given me the point for that or no? Because technically I'm wrong on 2/3 of it, right?
Yeah, no, it's like communication was the like ideal word, right?
Okay.
It's literally a transmit and receive.
Well, I think
that's fine. I was going to get the L either way, I guess. So yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, all animals that have whiskers, I mean, you're not like far off when you're thinking about reality, Caleb, because all animals that have whiskers, they're there so that they can understand their environment, without...
Well, that's what I was thinking, but my cats don't really seem like they use them for much, so that's why I was just like, not really sure, like...
You're like looking over at your cats and you're like...
Well, I can't really see them, but I'm just thinking about it. I'm just like, yeah.
Useful.
The only that happens when I like touch your whiskers is they sneeze. You know, if I like scratch your cheeks and I touch your whiskers, they start sneezing. Yeah. Your cats don't do that?
Mine just like shakes his head. He'll be like, no.
Oh, I have a video of it. I can show you all later. But yeah, if I scratch Cranberry like around the chin and I tickle her whiskers, she just starts sneezing. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. But, cute.
Interesting.
Yeah. Some of the cats I've interacted with, like they like when you rub their whiskers, and I've never seen them like sneeze or anything.
I mean, my cat does like it when I like rub his face. Like he just really likes his face being rubbed like the most, but like not necessarily touching the whiskers specifically, just like the cheeks.
Yeah. Well, if you ever want to see your cat sneeze, I got the formula. All right, let's head on to GBL, because what a fascinating week of GBL this is. We got Little Holiday Cup and Master League, which... Okay, I will say Little Holiday Cup is definitely a lot more accessible because they banned Smeargle like last second, I feel like, or right when it happened. I think Smeargle was supposed to be allowed, but it's not allowed. Okay, so here's the thing with Little Cup that I've noticed, because I played every variant of Little Cup, either the super expensive Smeargle, Shuckle, Marrow variant, or like where like the bulky stuff aren't allowed, like Bronzor's not even allowed or whatever, or it's like a meta with Bronzor's not even in the meta. And I feel like it's like two extremes. It's either one, it's super inaccessible. You need all these XLs for Pokemon you wouldn't ever use for anything else. And everything's stupid bulky. Like a Marrow in Little Cup is like beating like Shadow Victory Bell because it just like survives the Razor Leaf so much better and your tackle damage is doing too much. Or it's on the other end where there's no bulk, which is what it is right now. Nothing's really that bulky. And then everyone just used DGen fast attack pressure because that's literally what happened, right? I started playing yesterday right when the rotation happened. First 30 minutes, I'm like, hey, this map not too bad. You know, you can use some Auroras, Alolan Sandslash, Diggersby. You know, I was like messing around with some stuff. I had like a Shadow, you know, Alolan Marowak and stuff. And then literally around that 30 to 40 minute mark is when everyone realizes, dude, why are we doing this when you could just run Charm and like Razor Leaf and Mud Slap and and they butt so many fast attacks. Like Sucker Punch and Astonish do so much fast attack damage that like it's not even the traditional fast attack pressure anymore. It's not like Charm and Razor Leaf. That's it. There's like all this other stuff you could use. Like the Mud Slap does a ton too. That's usually like how like what Little Cup devolves into at a certain point. And
there's very little neutral play. And I mean, I say that like knowing full well that my team that I'm currently using is like two very fast attack oriented Pokemon.
What's your team? I'm curious.
Lileep, Litleo, and Golett.
Oh, Lileep's the one that's not fast attack pressure, right? It's Bullet Seed.
No, yeah. It's Bullet Seed.
I should just commit to the Razor Leaf at that point.
No. I like the grass and rock coverage.
Yeah, that's strong.
Very good in this meta.
I was using some random stuff that was like more charge attack pressure oriented, and I was just like, I'm wasting my time here. Like,
but also, I mean, the game it's so like unplayable now.
It's so weird right now. Yeah, they have that. Is it still up right now? Because I know all of yesterday was where like when you KO Pokemon, it's just sitting there frozen.
Yeah, it just sits there for
and there's so many times I do a double take. I'm like, is it still there or is it like? Because sometimes like because I'm like, this should have been simul KO. How are they still alive? And then I go and I was like, they did go down actually, but it just like stuck there. Yeah.
But you can't do anything. Like if you're trying to like swap during that time because you do think that you've lived or whatever, like the game is just like uncooperative. Wait,
hold on. I gotta tell you, the game actually bamboozled one of my opponents because that bug was out. What happened was, we simul KO'd right on like our second safe swap, wherever. But I think they didn't realize and they thought I survived, so they came in like a Alolan Vulpix right away. But technically, we were both taken out, so we're both just like stalled until the last second, both bring something. So they just showed their third Pokemon for no reason, and I'm saying like, wait. I was like, okay, well, this makes it easy. I don't have to like coin flip on what I bring back, but
I'm sure that I've done that to like my opponents as well because it's just so confusing.
It's so confusing. Yeah, it's so confusing. You'll like end the game. I think they top left, but they actually just got taken out, and they're just sitting there with like a 2 HP Vulpix, and you don't even know.
It's so ridiculous, and I don't know. Like, I just don't know what they could have done other than like the holiday background that would have even affected this. It's so bonkers.
It's also just super goofy because I'm just playing Little Cup, so everything just looks weird in general. I'm just like, whatever. I'm just.
I heard there's like just like a lot of game state issues too. Like, is this like the worst?
It was. We can talk more about it when we get to the Toronto section, but it was really bad in Toronto. I would say like it was mostly just like a lot of turn losses, but there were so many of them, and they came in really crucial moments, like day 2, like elimination matches, grand finals. I think they were like back-to-back issues. I think one of the games, Sceptile Ice could have even like raised a review on, but he chose not to. But I think like he could have potentially even gotten a rematch for that one too. I don't know. But there are a lot of stuff like that, and it's very unfortunate, especially for our players that have to pay for all that stuff. But we'll talk about that when we get to that. Okay, so we had a veteran bet set for last time. Last vet maxed out Costume Dedenne, which I think makes sense. I actually don't even have I'm only ranked 17. I don't know about you two.
I just got my ELO not too long ago, and it was like 21 something.
Oh shoot, I gotta pick up the pace, man.
But no, it's already gone down because of Little Cup shenanigans. So like,
well, yeah, well that's also pretty high too. I think for right now, right when you get an ELO too. So
yeah.
I think like at the very highest right now is probably 2,500, if anything. So
yeah, I think there are some people that are like making it to veteran. Probably
but like
tomorrow,
you're like in like 5-hour queue times at that point too.
Yeah.
Wait, what are you at, Steve?
I think I'm at like rank 11 maybe, or maybe rank 12.
All right. I don't have to win this. I just don't have to get last, right?
I'm not playing this week either. I think you're in with a pretty good shot.
Yeah.
You don't want to mess around. Little Holiday Cup is actually what I'm running is I'm just running Shadow, Lone Marowak, Drifloon with Astonish, and Girafarig. And it's stupid easy. Like if you need to copy a team, just run that. Like it's Girafarig just
have a Marowak under 500 CP.
Yeah.
I mean, I evolved him like 2 years ago. Yeah, you're right. I mean, you can run a Shadow Litwick. I know you don't really run Shadows. Wait, so you're not running any Shadows for your fast attack pressure stuff? Okay.
Nope.
Interesting. The non-Shadows still hit really hard because everything has like no HP in Little Cup anyway.
It's true.
So
yeah.
It
doesn't. I don't think it really matters.
Yeah.
Like,
my whole team just completely loses to any Mana Buzz and Volibee, so I'm just praying I never see one.
I have not seen a single one.
Yeah. Okay. What do you?
0 battles played.
That's okay. It's not a bad time to take a sabbatical, Tristen, because
I also think in general, like with the holiday being in the middle of next week, a lot of people are traveling, the game state being what it is, like there's just not going to be a lot of play.
That's the weird thing too. It's the Holiday Cup is not around during the holidays. It's literally around before the holidays and after the holidays. It's so weird.
Ridiculous, dude.
Very, very strange.
It's very odd. I will say I do appreciate Little Holiday Cup in the sense that because everything's like fast attack pressured and whatever, and everything's frail. Dude, I save a lot of time on GBL these days. I don't do a lot of my sets. I've only done like 100 battles, but when I do my battles, they go by quick at least. So I do appreciate them for that. I was saying that to my stream the other day. I was like, you know what? Maybe this is Niantic's way of giving back to the families, and giving us more time back for the holidays instead of having to GBL all day.
Except it's not in the holidays.
It's not in the holidays. That's true. In preparation for holidays, I guess. Oh my gosh, my butt is killing me. All right, so for I thought of something, right, for the legend bet. So what about if instead of so I honestly don't think it's crazy if we actually do a real race to legend, but I can see why if you don't want to, right? In the sense that I think if you all like were asked to do that for a bet, you would Steve would actually just play more GPL probably, but like there'd be a lot more grind to it. What if what we did is the race would be me to legend, and then for Steve and Kaz, you have to try to match your highest elo from the higher the elo from the last 2 seasons.
Interesting.
So because the reason why I say that, I would have just said last season, but the reason I say that is because Steve didn't really play much last season. So like I'm pretty sure his ending elo was not like fully representative. But if we do
like 2050 or something by the end of the season, so let's do that. That sounds great.
No, there's no way. I literally won't even get my elo before you hit that probably. So yeah. But what was your elo for the season before?
I think my peak was like 2550 before I tanked back down. Because I hit veteran with happy days.
Okay. What about you, Kaz?
I don't really remember what I ended the
season before. Yeah,
I don't.
But what about this last season? Out of curiosity,
this last season, I ended last season at like 2630.
What was your peak?
Here, hold on. Let me. Well, I actually think I vented to Tristen about this a little bit because on the last day I got really, really mad at myself because like I had a really great first set and I got to like the low 2700s, and I was like, oh, maybe I can like make it to expert on the last day. That'd be so great. And the next set went okay, so I was like, okay, I'm at 2730. Really, I just need like a 3-2 to do this.
Yeah.
And it went to 0-5. So I was so mad.
All right, let's think of some reasonable numbers. What if we do
2632 was what I ended at last
2632.
Yeah.
What if we do 2600 for Steve and 2700 for Kaz, and I have the 3000?
No, I think you got to be more than that then.
Dude, it's so hard. I don't think you understand. The first, like, try to hit legend in like the first half of the season is like you have to be like top, like almost like 100 in the leaderboard.
Okay, but also,
no, but you realize you're telling Steve to get higher than his highest ever ELO. So like,
no, you've hit higher than that before too, right?
Nah.
Oh, really? Okay, you want to do? Well, wait, so what are we doing for him? 2550? He's like 50 points off from the veteran bet. Is his legend bet too?
I would say that for me, like probably 2600 is the most reasonable.
Okay.
Because I know that I can make it there consistently.
Okay, so we'll do 2600 for Kaz, and then
I would actually argue
25 for Steve.
I would, even though it's like it makes it a bit wonky with the veteran bet, and I probably just lose the veteran bet.
Okay,
I've resigned myself to that, by the way.
I feel like you're trying to find a good identity max.
Yeah, 2500 is probably like the reasonable number for the bet difficulty. I think.
Okay, we'll do that then.
Especially because I'm probably not going to be touching much this next week.
Well, I don't even have my ELO yet, so I still got a long way till legend. All right, so I was thinking about different ideas too. What about the loser? We don't have to do like a first or second place difference or whatever, but the last person to hit the ELO has to wear a Pokemon onesie to the biggest tournament they're going to this year. So like, let's say if Steve's going to NAIC, right? Then he wouldn't wear it to like Melbourne, right? He'll wear it to NAIC, right?
Okay, here's my
or just one day
to start off with down, but also I don't know that like. It's possible that I don't attend any like non-Australia events, and so I might just be casting.
That's fine. Oh, are you going to Anaheim?
Yeah, I'll go to Worlds.
Well, what about even if you? Oh, I don't want you to like dress up as a whatever, like a Pikachu during like when you're casting. But if you're going to Worlds and if you're not like casting Worlds or anything, would you like wear it? As like a spectator.
Depends what the options are. They're like I haven't really looked at the Pokemon onesie availability.
Here's the thing: there are probably a lot of off-market ones.
Well, yeah. Well, I think we should go with official ones. So if you end up on stream or in an interview, you could like actually wear it, right?
Yeah, I would certainly prefer to all be official.
Yeah,
there's also a bit of a lack of accessibility Pokemon Center-wise, so might need to do some shenanigans with.
Well, we can make that work because the thing is like, especially like. If let's say like if myself or Kaz or someone else is going to it, we can always just bring it to you, right?
True,
like
you
don't have, and you can just change when you get there. All right, I just looked at the ones in the Pokemon store. The probably funniest one is either Psyduck or Slowpoke.
Oh my god, I would totally wear a Psyduck one.
Yeah, but what about the Slowpoke one's like a hot pink though? It's like really really solid too.
But Duck, Caleb.
Okay. How about this? All right. So the loser doesn't get a pick. The winners get a pick out of like what the Pokemon is.
Out of the official.
Would that be fair?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. If you lose, Kaz, I'll happily give you the Psyduck. Right? How about that? Right. I'm just saying if Steve loses, like if you're like, oh, he'd look better in a Slowpoke, right? So we don't have to decide on Pokemon right now. Also, there's a chance it like sells out before whatever time it is.
I guess that's true.
And so like because like I know that I'm currently my goal is to attend both NAIC and Anaheim, like Worlds. So would you want me to like? Would I be wearing a onesie for Worlds?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I mean, I think there's a pretty good chance to qualify for Worlds as well. So like, I think you don't think so? Dude, I literally saw the Georgia like Cup like marathon. It's crazy. Like there's like
I am gonna be doing some of that.
Yeah, I legit think if you do that and you get points from like you go to Atlanta Regional, NAIC and stuff. If you get like I'd say combined like 200 points from those or more, I think you're literally qualified. Because if you look at the leaderboard right now, there's actually like a lot of people at the top are already auto qualified as well to a degree, and then like I don't I actually don't think.
I have 160 points right now.
Yeah, I think the biggest factor actually isn't even your regional stuff, because if you're not going to a lot, right, you can only get so many points. But I think the bigger factor is as long as you come close to maxing out your local like challenges and cups. I think once you get like the
it depends on how many.
Something.
Because I don't know exactly when we're coming back from our holiday trip.
Oh, because during around that time,
yeah. So, but I know we'll be back, and I'll be able to do a few of them. And I know I'm nowhere near maxing them out. So.
There's like 10 days worth of locals.
Oh my god, there's so many. Yeah. It's absolutely bonkers. Well, I will definitely be doing a few of them.
Maybe we do aim for NAIC then, because one, it's sooner, and two, there's probably a greater chance you even like, so regardless if you like, I think even if you're playing at Worlds, I think there's a lower chance you're on stream, because there's so many people at Worlds, right? And they're just like trying to feature like people from all around the world. Whereas at NAIC, I feel like there's a greater chance you might end up on stream, which is
would be
what we want to see. Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm gonna lose the bet on purpose.
Yeah. I'd rather say
I'm not saying that.
I think like it's just better also, like if regardless of like if you're spectating or competing, I think it's better that if you're wearing the costume while competing, because there's a chance you end up on stage. Whereas like a spectator wearing a Pokemon onesie, I feel like is like any other spectator. Like I feel like people like cosplay all the time at these big events,
like
right?
Casual.
Yeah. Like there'll be another person do it too.
Wait, so if Caleb is casting NAIC, does he have to wear the onesie while he's
No. If anyone's casting anything, no, right? I will go to another tournament.
You said the biggest event you're attending.
Attending as a participant, right? I literally would not be allowed to, I think, unless it's like during like the holiday regional, right?
I don't know. I feel like maybe you could make a special request.
Dude.
Never getting asked back again.
Or have like a pre-recorded guest spot.
Oh.
Okay, you know what? Like, if it does come down to it, if it comes down to it, and
like Daniel, listen to me.
If it comes down to it, and there's an opportunity for it, I will ask. How about that? I will ask production and see if it's allowed. Right. Speaking of trying to get me fired, one of my patrons was like, it was just being funny about it, but he was like, Caleb, how much money do I gotta give you for you to call Tomahawk UK Tomahawk Tua while you're casting? I was like, there's no shot. Like, I was like, if you want to cover any potential ever jobs I get through Pokemon for the years to come, then that's fine, because I'm pretty sure that would be my last time casting. So, yeah. I mean, I guess like if I accidentally said it right while commenting, that's one thing, right? And I might get a pass on it, but like purposely saying it is a whole different story.
There's definitely a way that you could sneak it into just regular vernacular, like just using the words to a, like, you know, we're gonna send Tomahawk to a NAIC rules.
Dude. Yeah.
I'm sure there will be another opportunity.
I mean, I'm sure there's plenty of opportunities. He's placed in a lot of NA tournaments, but will I say it is a whole different story, you know?
Someone will be brave.
Caleb's mentioned this, people are going to be listening out for it. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah, now they know they're not going to be an accent, right? Yeah. The real question is, will Tomahawk fly to a Australian regional, and maybe Steve can just try it himself? But
hey, I'll pay for him. Let's go. Just let me Tomahawk tour.
You'll pay for his flights.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh. All right. Well, that's all right. Well, I'm glad we have the bet settled, so we'll see how it goes. Yeah. So I guess like there's a chance that the onesie doesn't actually happen in this specific GBL season, but we'll just keep in mind what the parameters are for.
Right? It's sort of like,
well, plenty of time to. You know what? That's actually a good thing, because then we'll have plenty of time to get the onesie prepared and everything too. So ain't no way it's gonna happen where it doesn't happen.
I mean, we had a lot
honestly,
of time.
I wouldn't mind, right, wearing like a hot pink slowpoke onesie, but it will drive a lot of questions for anyone that doesn't listen to the podcast on what the heck we're doing. But I feel like
that's the content, baby.
That's the content. Yeah, I'm not judging you. That's the content. They're like, why did Speedy Chief shave his beard? That's the content. You know, now people know. Now people know. No, but the thing is,
why did Caleb dye his hair?
Oh my gosh, dude, that was.
This is how we get
when
more
it was
viewers.
growing out. Like it didn't even look as bad when I'm looking myself in the mirror. I'll watch a bob back and I'll turn my head when I'm interviewing someone. I straight up look like Pidgeot. Like the side of my hair is like all blonde. Because it was actually more blonde. It was actually more blonde when I towards the later because I was using a shampoo that washed out the orange of it, so it made it like blonder and blonder over time.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, it was.
Wait,
not a good time.
Was that around the time that Dunebug won with Pidgeot or nah?
No, it was. I casted that regional too. I casted, but I didn't put together the Pidgeot thing until like later. But
oh my God.
But I think that was the regional. When I look back, I was like, whoa, I look kind of weird. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought.
That's why I was like, I need to try to cut off as much as I can before Worlds, which luckily mostly worked. Anyway,
Yeah.
all right, I'm glad we have that set. We have ourselves. You have Professor Tristen.
I do.
Do we?
Oh, let's hear it. Ooh, I need to take my knees out for a second.
So I think
it's like I kid you not. It's like because my knees arch like that, my butt's like angled at my chair even more.
You should have just got a beach ball and stuck it under the hood.
Oh my gosh, dude, I'm sweating. All right,
Caleb, I think you made a lot of mistakes. I have some.
My mistake was not trying even harder for this GPL bet. That was my mistake, right? I feel like I'm not DMing Steve every day to GBL, for his daily reminder.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Sorry, Professor.
All right, yeah, let's hear it.
So this is gonna be it won't be quite as impactful as some of the other ideas I've had in the past. I think some of the other ideas would shoot some of these mons up into more top meta. This would be more of a maybe Bibarel type level, I think, potentially. Okay. So some sort of off meta, anti meta potential. But it is a couple of move additions for melodic. After the surf nerf, it's definitely hurting for pacing. So the first thing would be to give it Aqua Tail so it can deal some consistent water damage and be a little faster. But then it would need another coverage move as well. And for that, I think there's two options. One is you could give it Disarming Voice.
Yeah.
And the other is you could give it Wrap and then give Wrap a guaranteed defense drop. And the Wrap one
Wrap honestly nice sounds like something you should already know. It's
right, and the thing is the Wrap defense drop would help compensate Dragonair for the body slam nerf. So that could be something interesting as well. But
I like the Wrap because if you right. Well, if you drop the defense, the thing I like about it is both Dragonair and Melodic have a lot of fast attack damage pressure. So it makes sense, right? If they're running Wrap and Lock on, it don't matter, right? You're not doing any extra damage, not enough, right? But the extra, making Dragon Breath or Waterfall or Dragon Tail do more damage over time makes it a lot more useful, I think. But I think that's why, oh no, Scorching Sand is debuffing your attack. Never mind. I was thinking about Sand Attack and Flygon, but yeah. That could be good. Yeah, because nothing really used Wrap. I mean, there's stuff that has Wrap, but nothing even chooses to use Wrap in most situations.
Yeah, nothing. It's a pretty bad move right now. So yeah, I would make Wrap better. I could buff a few Wrap users, but if you didn't want to go that route, you could also go for the Disarming Voice route, which having that fairy coverage is also interesting because it helps it against dragon types, fighters, darks. So I think either could be a pretty good and interesting combination.
Right.
Again, it's not going to be Feraligatr or Azumarill level. It's probably going to be more Bibarel, maybe a little better than Bibarel type performance. But it's okay to have some Pokemon that are not meta-centric, but have their uses in certain situations, certain team comps.
I wouldn't be surprised if it ends up beating certain things that we don't see coming, like even a Zoomer or something, because the Zoomer bubble resist, and then also you have to go all the way for play rough. It could make it pretty interesting with Waterfall and Wrap, just debuffing it over time. But I don't know. True. I haven't simmed that matchup, so I don't know. But that's a cool one. Yeah. All right. Well, hopefully our Niantic employees are paying attention, that are listening. And if they stop listening to the podcast, then I'm talking to no one. All right, we got a championship series. We had one regional this past weekend. It was the Toronto regional. I was there commentating for it too. It was a pretty stacked regional, honestly. There were a lot of there were a ton of big name players that didn't even make day 2.
Well, and the thing too is it was really cool because there was a lot of top NA players, but we also had some really good Latin players coming up from like Mexico and some really good Europeans coming over as well. So like it was cool because like we were seeing like day 1 winners finals of like I think we had like Tomahawk versus Rocha Babyface and like was it Colin 6 versus Iomero, I think. Like it was cool to see those sorts of matchups in a regional. Like that's the sort of thing you would normally only see at like Worlds or maybe ICs this year now with the travel awards. So it was kind of cool to see some of those matchups happening at just a regional.
Right. Yeah. Well, I mentioned it a few times when I was commentating too. I was like, this is like the first time they've ever faced off, actually, and it's cool because if it wasn't at an international or Worlds, then the odds of that is pretty low. Even at international, I feel like it's kind of low sometimes because, yeah, I mean, there are 2 people from outside the region, right, participating in it. But quite the regional. Really, I mean, I feel like the most interesting story. There's like the 3 most interesting stories about this. I feel like are all in the top 3 players, right? Ilqm winning his first ever regional, which I feel like we were like he was well on his way. Right, it made. I was like when I was watching play, I was like, yeah, this might be his time. But also Sceptile Ice, I was like, Sceptile Ice could have easily like taken it too, right? And this is like a huge breakout season for him, like hitting #1 GBL, like 5th place at Baltimore, and then now like 2nd place, right? All the way from the winner side as well too. He's definitely like upped his game like a ton in the past, like I was gonna say in the past year, but like realistically, it was just like literally the past like 3 months. I feel like
I've heard he's been like on a tear in like gym breakers and stuff too. So like just some great performances across a variety of different formats.
Yeah, definitely, and good sportsmanship too. I mean, again, I feel like there were a couple battles where he could have literally brought it to review and he just chose not to. I mean, maybe he saw something I didn't, and it was like a frivolous review anyway. But and then I remember specifically even at Baltimore, he had there was like a def win situation. I think I think it was a Torian or House Stark he was playing, and then he just gave them the win when he could just got a rematch out of it too, right? Again, these aren't like necessary things, but just like it's not necessary to give the concede, right? Because part of the rules is you could just go straight for a rematch, and honestly, if you could go for that, like it's not like at the end of the day, like it's not your fault for doing that. But also at the same time, it's also not necessary to concede, and him actively choosing to concede is still a good show of sportsmanship for sure. But yeah, what a tear from him. And then the even crazier story out of those 3 is Dr. Roastbeef getting 3rd place. Oh my gosh, this guy was playing out of his mind. Like I've seen him like beat some players before. Like he beat Ilqm in LA, right? 2-0'd him on day 1 in LA, right? Like it's not like he's not capable of beating like really like high performing players, but like it is not a common occurrence for him, and like the people that he beat at Toronto was actually like that roster was actually insane. Let me see if I could pull it up. But
I have it pulled up.
Oh, you have it? Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, he beat like the Torian right off the bat, which is crazy because the Torian was #1 seed, and the Torian is very good. I mean, trust me, I literally played him like a couple weeks ago in Sacramento, and yeah, but he beats the Torian.
He's been on a tear recently between
the Torian
and Sacramento.
No.
Yeah.
He beat Shady Equation. He beat Dunebug, SS Thorn, Valor, Ash, Inadequance. Like, oh my gosh, he only lost to Colin 6 and Ilqm.
Yeah, and they're both also really good too, right? Like he didn't even like drop any like games against someone that like, oh, maybe he just like misplayed a bunch. Like these are people that are playing perfectly, right?
And both Valor, Ash, and Inadequance he 2-0'd. Like,
oh wait, he didn't beat the Torian.
Not this time.
Oh, I'm tripping. I must have read the bracket wrong because I said that on the broadcast too, that he beat the Torian. My bad, right? My apologies, Torian. Right? That's
It's just the Wailmer brain talking.
Okay, yeah.
Drink
So
some water.
I think you know what? You know why it threw me off? Because the guy that beat the Torian on the winner's side was named Dr. Marsh, and I think I saw the doctor part, and I thought it was Dr. Roast Beef, but literally. Dr. Marsh beats him, and then Dr. Roast Beef beats Dr. Marsh. So I thought Dr. Roast Beef beat the Torian and then beat Dr. Marsh, but it was actually, he did lose to the doctor, but not the right doctor. Yeah. But so day one, I guess that's still an upset though. Dr. Marsh being the Torian. So I guess there's always a chance that if the Torian made it through, he could have beaten Dr. Roast Beef, but he just had to beat Dr. Marsh instead, which surely is also a great battler if they're beating the Torian, and then beats a shady equation, which is crazy. Mm-hmm. And then day two was so like that happens, right? Sometimes on day one, right? Let's say like the top seed gets upset and then you end up not having to face the top seed. Like you kind of like sneak on by, quote unquote, right, on day one. But then day two, like everyone's like really, really accomplished, and then you like you might just take like instant O2 and get eliminated. But like that was not the case for Dr. Roast Beef at all. Like it looked like it might have been the case when he first faced Colin, but then after Colin, he just like ramped it up, and
Shady Equation is not an easy opponent by any means either.
No, definitely not. Definitely
super
not.
Stacked run on day two as well. Like that's some really tough opponents.
Very, very nuts. And he just and then against Ilqm, I mean Ilqm was definitely locked in. I feel like also Ilqm made like literally no mistakes in that losers finals, and then maybe the Dr. Roast Beef could have optimized better here or there. I don't know, but it just seemed like Ilqm just had like the strategy. Like it looked like Dr. Roast Beef like didn't even have the right team compositions to take a game off him. But either way, still a really stellar run from him, and Sceptile Ice too. I mean, he was on a tear. He beats Adib on day two, then Valor Ash, then 3-1's Ilqm. What was his day one run? Because I feel like very curious. Sceptile Ice's day one run.
Sceptile Ice.
Beats Blepnir, beats Magnar Man, beats Little Winery. Like those are his first three matches.
Then
Athi and Adib and Athi and Adib. And
Athi was the end of day one, and then Adib was to start things off. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
This is nothing against Sceptile Ice, but I'm pretty sure Sceptile Ice had an easier run than even Dr. Roast Beef did. Like Dr. Roast Beef had a crazy amount of opponents. Not to say that Sceptile Ice couldn't have beaten those same people, but like the
well, and I will say,
I don't know. Like looking at Sceptile Ice's matches, like I know all of these. Like who?
Oh no, for sure. No, I absolutely. And there's nothing against them, right? But like he's beating like. He's been like 4-time regional champion Doombug, grand finals from last season SS Thorn, right? Yeah. I mean, Valor Ash does have his main accomplishments, but still a really great player. Inadequate's the second best player in the world, right? Like, and to 2-0 there too was even crazier, right? But I mean, I guess like if you compare side by side, like they are kind of comparable to a degree, right? But
I will say Ilqm's run was pretty stacked too. All the top trainers he knocked out.
Yeah, because he had to face. Oh my gosh, he had to face Tom Hog. Then he had to face Colin. He 2-0'd both of them too, and then he lost Sceptile Ice, and then he had to go to
he fought Blobene and Yasser on day one as well. Like
stacked tournament for sure. Anyway, well, big congrats though to Ilqm. I know he's been hunting down this first place for a while, and just that's one more person that needs to win a regional that has gotten it too. But his team was pretty solid too. He didn't have any flyers, but Shadow Draft Band was like the main story, I feel like, of this tournament. Can we look at our predictions here on the monkeys and the stuff?
Yeah. So our predictions involved Corsola, right? And
dude, I knew it. No, I knew. I literally last week I was like, dude, I feel like Tristan's prediction is better than mine, but I'm not gonna. I can't guess the same number, so that's why I went with 7. But like, I was like, I feel like 5's too little too. I feel like 6 is the right spot, and
I really was surprised by how many there were. But I guess after seeing like the actual performance at what was the other one?
Bogota.
Bogota, yeah.
Was it Bogota?
It's just so bulky. Like you just chip a Zermo and come in with it, and there's no way the Zermo flips that matchup, right? It's like, and there were actually, I feel like there weren't as much Diggersby in this. Like, there's one in the top 8. That's actually insane. And there were a lot more. Okay, yeah. So there were
6 in the next
5, 7.
But you know what was in the top 4? 2 Bibarel. 2.
That's true.
And we the most we guessed is 1. Like me and Tristen.
I put 0. Oh my gosh.
0.
Wait, that's even crazy. No, it's even crazy. I put 0 because in my caster prediction, I put it in my top 4.
Really?
Yeah. Which is like, but I legit, when I saw it, I was like, I don't even remember putting Bibro in there. I literally thought I put in Jump Love. So I literally was like, I kind of want to change that, but then it turned out to pan out well for me. So but Bibro, there's only 2, but yeah, the fact that both of them were in the top 4 is kind of insane. So
very different teams though.
Wonky.
Yes. If you look at the 2 teams, it was Dr. Roast Beef and Inadequates, they actually have no other same Pokemon. They're basically
that's crazy. Yeah.
The whole rest of the team is entirely different.
Yeah. Dr. Roast Beef not even having a Drapion is crazy too.
Yeah, his team honestly looks like something not quite out of this season.
It was yeah, he said he got team building help from Mystic Mamba, who also ran the I think Mr. Mamba also ran the Quagsire, the Sableye, the Jumpluff, and the Lone Sandslash. I don't know if he ran the maybe he didn't run Quagsire, I don't know. But I don't know, he definitely didn't run Bibro because I wasn't around back then, but I don't remember if he ran the Clodsire or not. But he just said he got team building help from it, and the Shadow Sableye makes sense. I don't know if the Shadow Sableye did too much for Dr. Roast Beef, but he did bring it a couple times. But yeah, it still worked out pretty well for him.
I'm not surprised that Inadequates brought the Bibarel. He always tries to bring something a little spicy, I think. Yeah. So
honestly, I feel like Ariados is pretty spicy too in this meta. I mean, the only 2 that we see is him and Colin. Ariados I feel like is really hard to use. I mean, there's Corsola around.
I would also like to shout out Dunebug actually bringing the Starmie.
Heck yeah.
Dude, that was crazy. Yeah. I mean, there were times I'm looking at it, I'm like, I don't really know what this is for, but other times I'm like, okay, I can kind of see the logic.
Yeah.
I mean, it's better into town.
Yeah, he brought Starmie and Pangoro, which is kind of wild to bring Pangoro when everyone shifted to the apes.
Dude, he's been bringing this panda for a while too, but he likes it a lot, which also fair enough.
Wow. Boost bug
what happened? What happened to Malamar? Malamar just disappeared.
Yeah, I don't know. I think
Malamar made top 16.
Well, Drapion being such high usage and so strong too definitely makes it kind of harder, I think. But I think Malamar has lose conditions against Corsola, which is insane, but also okay, well if that's the case.
And the fact that Azumarill continues to absolutely dominate.
I guess if you're gonna bring a dark type, bring the one that reliably beats Corsola and has play into Azumarill and has more play into Manabuzz, I guess. I know, but I'm with you though. I honestly thought Malamar, because I brought Malamar to my cup the week prior because I was like, oh, this could be goodness meta. There's Diggersby, the fighters are back. It still has a lot of neutral play and stuff. I thought it beats Corsola, but apparently not always. So I thought it would have been good, but I guess if Drapion wasn't allowed or relevant or Poison Sting, never made it good, then Malamar might be the dark of choice, but. Yeah,
but Drapion was popular last season, and there was plenty of Malamar play. A lot of people had either Azu Drapion or Azu Mandibuzz or Drapion Mandibuzz or even some Azu Drapion Moltres.
Is it really just Corsola then? What else made it so that Drapion makes more sense now than Malamar?
I mean, I don't know.
You know what it is?
It's a one or the other, though.
Well, I know, but I'm just trying to. No, I don't think it's one or the other. It could be both, right? But I'm trying to make sense of the fact that our top 16 had 0 Malamar. What I also wonder is because Diggersby is around now, not the best ground type, right? Head ground type isn't necessarily Gastrodon or Marowak. So because if you don't have Mud Slappers around as much, Shadow Drapion's much stronger, whereas. Before, when there was a lot of Mud Slappers, more Mud Slappers, I think. I don't know. We could double check the data, but I feel like there's more Mud Slappers in the top 16 than Drapion's a little bit hard to bring. Because that's the most reliable answer, right? That's the only way I can make sense of it.
That makes sense.
Because I will say, I just want to point out, like, back in the last season, like, the team that Nesabethan won Buenos Aires with, and Boehm won his tournament with, was running both Drapion and Malamar.
I know what is also the factor. I feel like Jump Bluff, because Jump Bluff is really good core breaker into fighters, Azumarill and Diggersby, and it's got like neutral play into a lot of other things. But if there's more Jump Bluff around, Malamar's hard to bring, whereas Drapion is just beats it, whereas Malamar loses, right? So that's just like another one. That I don't know. I don't know if Jump Bluff usage. Yeah,
there were 7 Jump Bluff in the top 16.
Again, I don't think I really don't think it's like a one or the other, because running both together was fairly popular before. The main thing I can think of is if people are replacing Malamar with the fighters, because they do somewhat similar things. Like,
that's true. That's actually a good point too.
Azumarill, they're both losing to Jump Bluff. They're both generally
losing to
like
Mana Buzz.
Losing to Mana Buzz, beating like Drapion and Diggersby and stuff.
You know, that's probably it, because you don't want to double up on your weaknesses there too much. Yeah.
And there were only 5 teams that like did not have Annihilape or Primeape on them, and only 4 without fighters at all.
Yeah. You know what also dropped off in usage? The freaking Dark Flyers. There was
not a Mandibuzz.
There's one Mandibuzz on Lawson Cody's team, and that's it, and 0 Moltres, which thank God, because I don't have a freaking Glaring Moltres still. But they're just like really weak into the fighter meta, particularly Moltres. Like, you just get countered down or cry chop down.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's.
Well,
I mean,
it's
this
also
is like
more awkward for them. Like, well, and if the flyer roll is switching from Superior to Jump Bluff more, like, that's not as clean of a matchup for those flyers either.
Yeah,
like not like they can still win, but it's not as nice, right?
It's like without Air Slash on Mandibuzz, you could lose to 2 shields and stuff too. Yeah, it's pretty weird. I think you're absolutely right though. Yeah, the fighters, because you don't want to double up on your weakness too much.
Right. Well, and the fighters have more play into Drapion than Malamar does, is another factor. And they're more reliable into like Diggersby. So I think maybe the fighters are just sort of replacing Malamar in team building. But that was a surprising thing, because like I was like you, I thought Malamar would like still be pretty good, like maybe not as common, but still see play, but not a single Malamar in the whole top 16, which I thought was kind of wild.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. Well, that pretty much does our Toronto tournament. I don't think we have any other major tournaments until January, right? Like in any of the regions. So obviously it's like local cups and stuff. So
it's holiday season.
It is. That is right. All right. Let's skip the tea for this week, because like we kind of briefly talked about how the events are kind of been lackluster lately. But we haven't covered YouTube comments in a long time, so let's get down to that. Actually, before we get YouTube comments, let's talk about the let's go to our Podbean comments, because I know Jen has left comments, so can't leave Jen hanging here.
True, yes.
So I'm trying to pull those up.
This is our
quick.
Jen segment.
our Jen / YouTube comment segment. For those that don't know what we're talking about, essentially, one of our listeners, Jen, leaves comments on Podbean, not just on YouTube. So.
Kaz has been ignoring her for months.
Well, to be fair, Kaz probably doesn't log into Podbean. It's more on me.
Every time that she would text me and like say that she had left a comment, I just blindly assumed it was on YouTube.
She's telling you to. She's like, "Why aren't you reading my comments, Kaz?"
It never really hit my brain that like, why aren't her comments in YouTube?
Yeah, is Caleb just skipping the comments? I don't really skip much, so yeah.
I'm sorry, Jen.
That's okay. Well, Jen was saying in a previous episode, in quotes, because Jen is such a good friend, I think it's something you said. She said, "Thanks for the shout out, Kaz." So, and then she also said, "Kaz did trade me the Popstar Pika in exchange for a Rockstar." Oh, this is when I realized that you could get more than one, and I was just the one that didn't take pictures. So, and then she also wrote, "Costumes when?" Well, here we are.
Right now.
You said costumes went 15 days ago, so we're 15 days late, but we have.
I literally messaged her before we started recording. I was like, "It's happening."
Yeah, you should. Obviously, you're not going to spoil it. You'll have to wait to see the episode, but hopefully, you tell her that it's worth the wait. It was worth the wait.
Oh yes.
Yeah. I think the last episode we didn't cover comments from was from the Marco Galde episode. So let me just pull that one up.
That.
Oh, it's the one before that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dual Destiny. Yeah. Okay. We'll just pull up all of these, and then we'll just cover them one by one. Oh shoot! I'm like hearing our intro song like on 3 different tabs now. That's how it is. Yeah. All right. So
wait. I think you need to add a clip of you and Steve in the costumes to the intro sequence.
That's true.
I do have to make a new intro sequence, so actually it's probably for the best. I haven't yet because I could definitely do that. I could do that. Yeah, because I make a new intro sequence when we have a new host, and like usually what I'm doing is I'm trying to wait till we have enough footage, so it's not like all from like the same episode. So, but yeah, all right. Borsif saying possible tea topic. I don't know if you take suggestions for that. Well, we're sorry, Borsif, we're like 2 weeks late, but I will take a gander. What is going on with the distribution of different tiers of raids? Without doxing myself too hard, in my city, the downtown area is constantly, exclusively legendary raids. I've looked on Campfire, and this is going on in a bunch of major cities in North America. If you were for some reason hunting for a tier 1 raid in downtown area, you would literally not be able to find one. For myself, I live in suburbs and have several well-appointed parks nearby with plenty of stops and gyms. However, outside of raid hours, I will now go days on end without seeing a legendary raid within my local park. It's been going on for at least 3 weeks now. It's particularly frustrating given I met my local players, friends through taking on tier 5 raids, and we've been trying to build a local community. Did I miss some announcement about this change? I absolutely hate it. It makes no sense. I have to go all the way downtown to solo a few Genesect, but meanwhile, there will probably be a Gigantamax Lapras in my neighbor's backyard. That is interesting, and actually, I kind of noticed that too. But I also thought, like, because sometimes I just don't play the game as much these days, and I just thought that maybe I didn't have my app open as much. But there definitely seems like there's kind of a lack of like legendaries at times.
There was no announcement, but I did see a post. I don't remember if it was on X or on Reddit. The people were noticing, like, probably about a month ago or so, I want to say. People were noticing like new, like unannounced trends in terms of raids. First of all, they were noticing that, like, because you know how it used to be, like, you'd see like one raid was hatching at like 101, and one raid would hatch at 107, and one raid would hatch at 112. Now people were noticing that like raids a lot of the time were all hatching at the same exact time, so maybe all at 1 o'clock or 105 or something.
I noticed that too, and I literally thought it was like an unannounced event. I was like, why is there a bunch of Genis like hatching at 3 p.m.? Like, even if there was like a spotlight or
it just
thing.
seems like, it just seems like they changed the way that raids spawn. And then also the other thing they were noticing matches up with what this commenter was saying, that in like large cities, it's very heavily weighted towards legendary raids. And then in more of like the suburbs and rural areas, it's heavily weighted towards 1 and 3 star raids. And so I get what they're going for, trying to give people raids they can do, but it's like there's going to be people in big cities that are looking for the smaller raids, and there's going to be smaller communities that want to do legendary raids.
I mean, talk about go ahead.
Well, during that Young and Wise event, like, I wasn't really trying to do like the research or anything, because it was just
we're trying to really raid Bonsley.
But I did have my app open, and I did see the raids that were available, and I will say, like, the timed collection challenge was asking you basically to do a bunch of 1-star raids, and I like could not find one, like, even if I wanted to. Like, I just did not see them driving around sort of the Atlanta area, and I primarily live in the, like, close to the city center, so I'm driving around the very like metro part of it, and there were just like almost nothing but like there was a few 3 stars, but a ton of like legendaries and mega raids. I was just like, I was so flabbergasted. Like, I wasn't gonna do this, but now I can't.
It's like, I think rural players are already at a disadvantage in many ways, and to just not even give them the opportunity to do a raid, like a 5-star raid, or like minimize the opportunity, makes it even worse, right? Like, if they can do it, let them do it, right? Obviously, it's like, it's not great if you don't have the people for it, but like, at least give them the chance, right, to pull it off. Especially like Genesect, right? You could like almost solo that, right? Or do it with 2 people, right?
It's almost like you're discouraging them from like creating.
It's like okay, so the feedback they're giving Niantic is like, hey, we need something to do with rural raiders, like, removing the unlimited raid amount makes it harder for us to do legendary raids, and so maybe make them easier or whatever, or bring back remote raids unlimited. Instead, they're like, oh, we hear your feedback. How about you just don't even get to do it then, right? Like what? Like how's that? Like how was that the pivot? I don't understand.
Well, and the thing too is if you have a smaller community, it might be harder to gather people to do a singular raid. But if you're able to chain like 2 or 3 or 4 together, like, hey guys, there's like we can do 3 or 4 legendaries if we all meet up at this gym at this time, and we'll hit them all in a row. Right?
Yeah.
But if you're only getting like 1 legendary raid per day or something, like it's going to be harder to get people to come out for that because it might not be worth their time for 1 raid. So like it would make sense that they should have more raids so they can maybe do a group together. So I don't really know what's going on with that. I don't know why they just like ninja changed this and didn't say anything and like seems to not be what everyone wants, so I don't really know.
Yeah, hopefully Niantic is listening and addresses
Maybe
that.
it's one of those things that they're like testing what the response is.
Yeah, like I said, hey, this would be a good time for a dev diary, but
pretty much any time would be a good time for a dev diary.
Yeah.
I want to know what our big raider Steve thinks about this.
Yeah, that's right. Fellow Bastiodon, what's your take? Is he talking right now, or is he? Oh wait, Steve, you muted yourself.
I don't know how long ago I muted myself, and obviously
I haven't heard you in a while. And the problem is, the funniest part is you muted yourself, and because I only looked at your mic icon, that's when I realized. But the thing is, if you were talking, we don't even know because we can't see your mouth. So we didn't even know you're trying to. We didn't even know you're trying to. Yeah.
I was like,
that's what you get. You get nervous.
Steve is over there like, probably like, dang, why is everybody ignoring me?
Yeah, I was like,
why are they cutting me off and talking over me?
You're really trying to emphasize the Bastion Swan song right now. It's not meta relevant, and you can't speak with it.
Well, anyway, now that I've been freed, I guess my 2 cents is just that I've been like zooming around my own campfire a little bit to like, because I hadn't really noticed this. I was like, oh, like what are you guys talking about? But I've set the filter to only 5-star raids, and I've zoomed in and I've gone suburb to suburb to suburb to suburb, and there's not a single 5-star raid.
Yo, that's some good research right there.
A ton of all the other ones, like they're all over the shop for the other ones, but like there's not really like the city isn't like, it's not like a proper city, I guess, in that it's not like Sydney or anything, but there's nothing in there either. So like I live relatively close to the city.
No, I really like what you did there, because I feel like even if we didn't have like behind the scenes data from Niantic, you could potentially like build your own like study off of that by just scrolling around Campfire on different big cities and see, you know. But there's definitely some methodology you could do to like kind of make a reliable study on that. But anyway, not for me. I've given up the data science life for a bit. So if anyone else is determined, be my guest. But I think that's an interesting topic, Borsif. I'm glad you brought it up. The Great says, a little late on the comments. Well, a little late on the comment, a little late on responding to comments. So if you're late, so we're late too, you know. Hopefully you got some patience, But anyway, it says, but I agree with Caleb here, as James has shown consistency and peak performance with his best placements as well as his average placements. Sure, he hasn't gone to as many tournaments as the other safer GOAT choices, but I'd argue unless you believe winning a regional or making grand finals can be a fluke, the fact that he has done this multiple times is proof that he is as good as we are saying he is. There's so many players many would consider GOATs that haven't accomplished as much as he has in his few regionals. I agree. I mean, not even getting to grand finals is a fluke. Getting to third place is not a fluke either, right? Like Dr. Roast Beef did not get to third place in Toronto on a fluke, right? You could say like, oh, maybe he made day 2 on a fluke. Maybe he upset like 1 or 2 players on day 2 as a fluke, but like he made it all the way through that losers bracket. And like there's no way that's a fluke either. Like, not to say he played perfectly, right? He said that himself too, right? He's like, there's things he can work on, but you don't like, there are a lot of things he's doing right to even get to that spot, in my opinion, you know. But and then Tristen, well, I think this comment makes sense too in response to that. Tristen says in the comments, okay, I realize now the part of the disconnect with Caleb on the topic of SJ. Caleb was thinking top players right now, but I was thinking play Pokemon GOAT conversation. Okay, so so you were thinking about like all time like play Pokemon stuff, whereas I was talking about like at the moment currently, right? Because like I guess like all time goats, it accents has to be there for sure, right? Whereas you can make the argument that like let's say current top 5 players in the world, accent might not be on that list, right?
Yeah. I was definitely on the goat topic as well.
Yeah. Same.
Oh, okay. So then we were all so literally the only person that was on the same page as me was myself. So that makes more sense.
Yeah, because I would say SJ is probably top 5 or close to it right now. But it's more like if you're talking about who are the goats of play Pokemon PvP, you're probably looking at like, Dune with all his regional championships, Mario,
100%,
those incredible runs, stuff like that, right? So I think that's where the disconnect was, where like if SJ keeps up at this level, he's absolutely in that GOAT conversation, but he's just a little less tournaments attended and less results today. But he can get there with a couple.
Hence why, Caleb, we were saying, SJ wasn't in the conversation, and you were like, "What do you mean he's not in the conversation?"
I was like, "He's in my conversation."
Apparently, we're just having 2 different conversations.
Yeah. I was like, if he's not in the conversation, I'm going to make him in this conversation. I'm talking about him now. Okay. Well, that makes more sense too. All right. In the next video on the Marto episode, Bishop's on said, "Key, Marto, let's go. Happy to see him succeed. No better person in the community to get all the success." Yeah, I do have to agree with that too. I think he's a really great. I guess like I don't know if ambassador is the word, but he's a good person to have in the spotlight. I think he's also like he has a lot of charisma and stuff. I feel like that's like one of the things that like holds like Rubik's Master back even during his peak, right? I mean, he had like 3 second place finish, including one them at a Worlds, and he's gone to 5 total tournaments, right? Like Worlds the following year and then one other regional, and like, but a lot of people don't really talk about him being a really good player. I'm just like, well, the results are literally there, right? So that's like not this disputable, but he doesn't have as much presence or like as many people like talking about him because he doesn't have as much of a platform, right? Part of it is he probably doesn't want that, as he's not trying to, right? Or putting as much time into that aspect of it. But I think like there's definitely like he's more like, I would say lone wolf, but he's more like reserved and keeps himself more. So like, but because of that, if you're not always talking, giving your takes on X or whatever, or streaming and all that stuff, or maybe even going to as many tournaments, then you don't get as much limelight, and then of course it's easier for people to forget you, right? But
and I think Marto also obviously has the self track record going for him.
That's true. Yeah. He's been around since very, very early on and stuff too, right? Whereas a lot of these other players have not. I feel like the majority of players actually have not, right? So, and then Dicelana says, "I know Marto from Sylph Regional Season 1. He used the same team as me. The only difference was I finished second in my regional, and he won it all in his. I used to love Bastiodon. He won his first Sylph... he used to love Bastiodon. He won his first Sylph Regional title with it. What the heck?
Really?
Some info that I wish...
a fraud!
Dude. And the crazy part is that regional is what gave him the fame. That's what put him on the map. So that's even crazier. I need to see that footage, right? Where is that footage? He said it doesn't exist. Please, if anyone out there has that footage, right? I remember it was streamed on, I think, like Sylph's YouTube channel or King's YouTube channel. I forgot what it was. I'm gonna DM King like right after this and be like, King, help me out, my friend. I need this footage. Yeah.
Where is it?
I need this footage.
Marco probably paid to have that footage deleted.
If I find the whole VOD,
so good.
Every time he's on stream, I'm going to clip him using Bastiodon, make a whole compilation of him using Bastiodon.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes.
I'm going back on his
He's just like smacking down Altaria, just like grin on his face.
Yeah. Well, I trust our comments there too, for sure. All right, Monters in the last one says, "LO, Jobby is slang for a poop in Scotland." And then
wait, what was the comment?
It says a wee Jobby.
Josh Debbie was the.
Jobby.
Well, okay, we don't have to go with Jobby then. That might not be appropriate for
So Jebby.
for official or even non-official streams. Yeah, we got.
Yeah.
So Jebby.
Dude, he did run Bastiodon. That's crazy. I just went back and found the.
Can you send me a screenshot of that? Yeah, post it in our chat. Yeah.
Steve, once
I'm gonna say
again,
a rainy day when Marto's talking about Bastion one day, and I'll just drop this image. The problem is it doesn't have his name on it, unfortunately.
I'll see.
You do with the name?
Yeah, I'll get one with the name.
See, that's what a better representative of a Bastion than you, Steve, right? Fellow Bastion dropping Bastion receipts.
So true.
Yeah. All right, while you're doing that, we'll keep going. Tripdown says, I gotta have to say it, Caleb. Or I'm gonna have to say it, Caleb. You know you're the best GBL battler among the 4 hosts. Proposing a race to veteran bet and making people transfer a Pokemon they've performed well with in play Pokemon or Shundo is hella cringe. Okay, all right. Well, proposing? All right, let me make sure I'm reading this right. All right, so I'm asking clarifying questions, not rhetorical, Triptondo. The cringe part is I proposed a bet. Not even we're doing a bet, is we're proposing it. I don't know about that. I mean, I think race to veteran is totally reasonable. I mean, Kaz is technically above me, right? But that's why the race to veteran's interesting, because it's really anyone's game. Maybe not Steve's, in his opinion. But the transferring of Pokemon, I mean, I'm just throwing out suggestions, just like I usually do. In my opinion, this is my opinion, right? Obviously, not everyone has to agree with it. I'd rather transfer a Pokemon from my best play Pokemon performance than spend like $300 bleaching my hair and looking like a goofball for 6 months straight, right? I would transfer half my roster, including my Bastion, over that. That's just me, though, right? That's just me. That's why I suggested it. And if Steve and Kaz don't want to do it, that's okay too. I would agree. I think it would be cringe if I forced them to do it. Like, no, we're doing this, right? But like, that's the whole point. We're just suggesting stuff.
We were just trying to come
we're literally suggesting stuff.
Spitballing.
Yeah, exactly.
Caleb, I gotta be so cringe.
Wait, what did you say?
I like where we landed on today.
Agreed. Yeah, I actually quite like where we landed.
Yeah, I think it was like hyper offensive to Steve or Cass. They probably would have told me already. I was just like, what about we transfer a Shundo or whatever? And they're like, nah, I don't really want to do it. I was like, okay.
I would be like, no, because I only have 2, and I absolutely.
That's what we do literally on the show all the time. When Anacor's on, I propose that we like loser has to get a tattoo. He's like, nah, I don't want to do that. I was like, all right, then we don't want to do a tattoo, right? Like, it's not like no one's forcing anything, right? Like every bet we all do is always mutually agreed upon. I don't think anyone thinks they're like held hostage or anything. Like, I have to do this. But that's just me. I mean, the best GBL battler, maybe, but I don't think it's out of the question that anyone here could beat me to legend. Like, even when Anacor's on the podcast, dude, Anacor literally, and I put it this way, right? And because I don't think Triton means any disrespect, but I think there is some disrespect there to say that you all can't beat me to legend, because you all have been PvPing since like 2019, right? Or maybe.
But Caleb, I've never ever.
Oh yeah. I agree. I don't think necessarily like the odds are in my favor, right? Which is why we have like ELO scaling here, right? Which I think, of course, again, right? If it seems too unfair, right? I'm like first one to hit 3,500 this season, right? I think like, and no one wants to do it but me. I'm not gonna force when do we force these things, right?
I would just laugh in your face.
Yeah, but in all seriousness, though, Anacor, he's hit legend like maybe once prior to coming on the podcast. And he agreed to a legend bet. I was like, if you're down for it, whatever, right? He's never even hit leaderboard in his life. He hasn't even hit legend in the first half of any season, to my knowledge, right? The one time he hit it was like towards the end. And he hits legend, hits leaderboard that season, probably because the bet was bleaching his hair. He didn't want to do it, right? Like, I believe that any 4 of us here has the capability of hitting legend if they really want to. The biggest limiting factor in this game is resources. And if you don't have the right Pokemon, you can't do it. But anyone, like literally, Emi Guido was a world champion under a year of playing the game. And obviously, like say seniors division, but he was beating like Wadash and Pocket and Allen, right? These are like top players that could have easily even won Masters Worlds. I don't think this game is not hard in the sense that you can't succeed. You just have to spend a lot of time for it, right? Obviously, to spend the time and like whatever is like a subjective thing, and not everyone has it. But it's not. I don't think it's cringe to challenge someone that's maybe performs better than you usually to a bet, right? I don't know. That's just my take. I'm not going to speak for everyone else here, right? But I don't think it's cringe. Like, for example, there's a subblock challenge on Twitch, right? And we have like people like Axon, Lyle, Arrow, SS Storm, in it. And then we have a bunch of people that have never made like day 2 at a Pokemon tournament before, right? And they're in it too. I don't think it's cringe that they're doing it. I think it's a fun time, and obviously there's a higher chance that Axon or Lyle might win, but it's like if someone else that doesn't usually top cut as much or get number 1 GBL leaderboard wants to go for it, then that's that. That's
maybe it's just like the tone of our discussion sort of set off this comment.
I feel like
this, because your first suggestion was like transferring something that used or like a Shundo, and me and Steve were both like, oh no,
yeah. Well, that's fine. And if you don't want to do it, that's fine. In my opinion, that's not as bad as bleaching my hair, right? Like, and spending all this money bleaching my hair. That's me, right? But of course, like, so I didn't want to make it as a stream, but obviously if some people value it more, that's fine. Like for me, I wouldn't care. I would rather transfer that than I would do that over the Missy bet too, right? I would 100%. But that's just me. Again, right? Everyone has different ascribed values, which is, again, I think it would be hella cringe if I forced you all to do this. But like, we're literally just throwing out suggestions, right?
Yeah.
But anyway, that's just me.
John confirmed.
John Murray responds, "Yeah, that bet proposes more cringe than Dobby's uncle Jobby." See, following up the Jobby comment makes this even better. Caleb, be a leader and give first place 100 Pokecoins, second place 75 Pokecoins, third place 50, fourth place 25, all out of your pocket because you're the host. No one except you wants to see people bullied in clown costumes. Dude, you couldn't have picked the worst episode to have us read this. Look at how we are dressed right now, John Murray. Are you kidding me? You're telling me that if I go to Kaz and Tristen and was like, hey, I know you two won this bet, but like instead of me and Steve dressing up as Bastiodon and Wailmer and looking like a doofus for like 3 hours straight, what about I give you 100 Pokecoins instead, or 75, right? Like that's crazy, right? Like again, these are all bets we all agree upon. So I think if they lost, they would have done it too. But I think like.
Wait, hold on here. I really want some Pokemon.
Oh, sure. You should have told me earlier. Well, if I lose the next bet, I'm not dressing up as Slowpoke. I'll give you 100 Pokecoins. I'll give you 200 Pokecoins.
Nah, we already have you on the recording saying you want to
pink Slowpoke. Dude, my guess of the clown costume is probably referring to the previous clown bet. I don't think if you remember correctly, John Murray, I was the first one that dressed up as a clown. It wasn't Anacor. He only dressed up a clown because he slacked so much on GBL that he had to dress up for multiple weeks. I couldn't hit Legend fast enough the time I bleached my hair. So not only did I have a bleach hair, but I also was dressed up as like a half-face clown part of the half-face meme on the episode of Nighttime Clash. If you don't believe me, just look at the episode, right? So if anything, again, these are all mutual. I don't think even if Anacor wasn't happy about dressing up as a clown, he fully agreed to it. That's also part of it. It's just funny that that's the comment during this episode. Yeah. If you are genuinely curious about the finances, John Murray, I do cover all the financial aspects of the podcast. So that's my role as a host, right? If whoever loses the Slowpoke or cosplay thing, I send them the costume. They don't have to buy it themselves, right? That's going to cost more than 100 freaking Pokecoins. I'm just laying out there, right? Like the reason why they got the jelly beans right away is because I shipped them the jelly beans like on like 1 day shipping, right? To make sure they got it in time, right? So they don't have to further.
Yay!
And by the way,
I still have that box.
Also, what kind of proposal is this? Why would fourth place get 25 Pokecoins too? Like this is like it's like how's everyone winning in this situation, right? They're like, well, okay, but even if you want 100 Pokecoins, you need to buy something for fourth place. Like, what are these suggestions? All right, look, I'll put it this way, right? We spent a lot of time on these two comments.
Jelly beans too.
Oh yes, hey, if you ever, I have some from when I was.
Want to like
try them.
I almost want to like leave the jelly beans out in like a bowl or something as like a
like during the holidays. No. If you really want to mess people up, buy more jelly beans and mix them together. Because if half of them are bad, people are gonna catch on. Whereas they eat like 5 or 6, like this one jelly bean tastes kind of funky, but like all the ones are fine. Maybe it's just this, because maybe just this one had a weird ingredient, right? But the rest are okay.
I'm tempted.
Yeah.
I'm going to my family, we're actually bringing together me and my husband's families like for the holidays. So there's going to be a lot of people. I'm
Yeah.
tempted.
Yeah.
Tempted.
See, I'm not only did we have great content for podcasts, but now you have great content for your lives. So you could pay it forward. I'll double and pass on. No, actually, speaking of jelly beans, I actually used them recently. I was playing a board game with a friend, and I had it was called Dominion. If anyone's played Dominion before, it's like a deck builder game, and you get like certain amount of points in it, like victory points. And I made a bet with them that I was like, the loser has to eat a jelly bean for every point the other person has more than them. I think it was like every 2 points because it was like a decent amount of, it could be a decent amount of points. They had to eat 13 jelly beans.
Oh my god.
And I literally watched them stick like 5 at a time in their mouths, and it was disgusting. Yeah. You know why it was disgusting? Because I didn't taste it. I could smell it on their breath. So I was like, if I could smell that, I guarantee it's not good. But that's how I'm trying to get rid of my jelly beans from the Anacore days. But anyway, yeah. All I'll just say is, look, I don't really care. I'm not mad about these comments. I could care less, right? Let me just put it this way. It's not that deep, y'all. It's really not that deep. We're just suggesting bets, right? I get it. I think it would be cringe if I'm forcing someone to do something that like they don't want to do, but we're literally just throwing out suggestions, right? If they said like, hey, Caleb, you have to shave your head or whatever, and I don't want to do it, we're not going to shave my head, right? It's not cringe. I appreciate the suggestions, yeah.
You did suggest shaving your head, and I literally said, I absolutely will not.
But I don't think I would. I was asking you to shave your head, did I?
Yeah.
Oh, was that?
You proposed
equal
like,
opportunity.
And I was like,
yeah.
I shan't.
Yeah, I think honestly the shaved head one, I'm pretty sure I joked too, because I don't think I wouldn't want to do it myself, and I wouldn't make any of you do it. Yeah,
I do think that like making sure that the bets are like scaled properly is definitely important though. And like,
and that's why we did it today, right? We're like, let's
right.
Yeah. Again,
like I think like
two
what you were
different
pushing for last, right? I think what you were pushing for last week was like a little bit unfair, but I think it's come to a bit more.
Yeah, but I was just like kind of putting out feelers, right? You know, I wasn't like actually saying like we got to do this. You know, I think that's a different story.
Right. Do we have any other comments?
Yeah, and then Debbie says, "Why do I still have a fake mustache in my house? Can't trust this guy, Josh." You left the fake mustache in Perth?
Oh yeah, it's
so this means that Debbie needs to bring the mustaches around.
Hey, she can wear it. That's cool.
Wait,
Debbie and Evil Debbie.
Is there a Pokemon with mustache? Dude, I went like
Probopass.
Yeah, Probopass.
Okay, I'm curious. What if I don't think they would have a onesie for this? Definitely not an official one. But if they had an official onesie for a Probopass or like Mr. Rhyme or something, dude, it'd be funny if whoever lost a bet had the onesie but also had a fake mustache.
Yeah, but there's no official onesies for those.
Not.
Missed opportunity,
Not yet.
though.
Yeah. Dude, I think the Probopass onesie would go hard. I don't know why TPC hasn't made it yet. But I will say, too, on the onesie conversation, I feel like I see VG players wear onesies all the time. Or maybe it's just one guy that wears a hot dog onesie. But I feel like I've seen I'll like look over to the VG stream and there'll be just people dressed out as like bananas or like hot. Oh no, the banana was on Unite actually at NAIC last year. But I saw a hot dog one literally like this past weekend in Toronto on stream. So I don't think it's that crazy. I think we just need to get get the Go players to get more into the onesie the onesie attire. Honestly, though, I think a onesie would be pretty comfortable, so I wouldn't even mind it. But.
The VG stream for Toronto is pretty great. I think the hot dog guy got on stream again.
Yeah.
And then they had I don't know if you guys are familiar with I guess there Wolfie got paired with some guy that I think he got paired with in like the Grand Challenge or something. And when they got matched up, the guy was streaming and he was like, "Oh no, Wolfie can't perish." And so on the stream, under the
what
guy's
does that
name,
mean, by the way?
A little fun.
I think it's just like Wolfie with perish is like.
Oh, it's like
just
I think con like Spanish con.
Is that
Spanish
or something? Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it was like
Tristan's not selling it well
like,
enough.
Under
like
his name, like the little fact. The little fact about him just said Wolfie can't perish. And then, like the
production had fun with it.
The social media team for like Play Pokemon had fun with it too. Like it was great.
Sierra also won the cookie contest because you had to decorate a cookie, and Sierra made Wolfie and Politoed like Comparish. Yeah, I do. The VG casters, their cookies were really well decorated. Like even TCG to a degree, I was just like, I'm just glad I'm going against like Go players, Go casters. It didn't even matter too. Like the
contest for Go,
dude, Wholesome did. It wasn't even the better one in my opinion. I think Butters had the better one. His was a Squirtle. Butters had the coughing.
Coughing, right? Yeah.
The coughing was good. He made it really well. Good. But yeah, you know, it is what it is. I mean, that's what he would say. I would say so too, but obviously, you know, whatever. It's a subjective thing. But I was actually pretty impressed. Butters literally drew his in like 5 minutes. I like looked away for a second. He's like, dude, we need to have these done now. I was like, I guess soon. So he's like drawing it like in the middle of like the winners finals, and like it's like, you know, it's like 1-1, and I look over, it's like 2-1 in the score, and he's already done with the freaking coughing. I was like, what the heck is this?
Oh my god!
Wait, which one was yours?
Mine was the Gengar.
Which one did you make?
The Gengar.
Honestly, yeah. I feel like the Squirtle was my least favorite.
hence why people say he got robbed. But you know, Wholesome is the back-to-back defending cookie contest winner, so there's that.
Rigged.
No, I will say though, it was anonymous. So here's what I heard. It was anonymous, right? And like I believe Wholesome in the sense that he didn't just like tag everyone in his Discord, tell them to vote or ask people to. But he was telling me after that, he said maybe it's because his art style was similar to last year's. People guessed it was his. Also, the way the Twitch polls worked, it was he said that you could vote multiple times. I didn't even know this because I didn't try to vote. But he told me, he's like, yeah, I looked at the votes, and apparently you could vote more than once. So you use channel points to vote, and so you could dump a ton of channel points into it. So he said someone dumped 50k channel points into mine. Yeah. I was like, I was like, so you didn't even have you might have not even had the popular vote. Dude, if anything, if anything's a good example of why the electoral college should probably be abolished, this is a great example.
This is not with the electoral college. This is one dude with some massive super PAC.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Citizens United needs to be abolished too. But you know, that's just my political take. You know, if you don't know what it is, there's a lot of. It's a very interesting thing to read up on for the United States. Anyway, that pretty much does it for us. We've gone on a million tangents. We're talking about Citizens United, so you know we're probably need to wrap this up.
Yeah, this week and last week episodes full of tangents.
Yeah, maybe we could do like a Christmas special episode next week or so. We'll do something.
Well, we're not going to have any play Pokemon.
No. Like we'll do something like between the four of us on the podcast.
Yeah.
Well, like last year, what happened is myself and Anacor ate jelly beans, which we don't need to do. You know what we could do? What if we do our own holiday decorating contest?
Oh,
but yeah, huh? Huh? Wait, what? Say it again.
I said I win. Look at this.
No. You decorate a cookie, not like your background. You just decorate a cookie.
Fine.
What if we do that? But we start out the episode all with like a blank cookie, right? And you have until the end of episode to like have it done.
What? Yeah, like you just get like the little frosting.
Yeah, just like go to your local store and grab some frosting and stuff, right? And
yeah, I guess I could do that. I mean, I will be not here, like not at home. So
I see. I guess a good follow-up question is, would you be able to do it? Let's talk offline about this, and we'll figure it out.
Let's talk offline.
Yeah. All right, stay tuned, y'all. Stay tuned for I might need to hit up my friend Butters for some crafts tips because I don't know what this is.
I'm gonna hit up Wholesome on how to rig the vote.
He also did use a Sharpie on the cookie because I was like, if it's so good, take a bite out of it. He's like, I'm not biting that. I use Sharpie on it. I was like, yeah, that's what I thought. I actually used like the frosting, but there wasn't any specific rules against it, so I'd still would have voted for him myself. But all right, we shall wrap it up here. But thanks all for tuning in. Sorry for the delay on reading all the comments, but I believe we're all caught up now. So.
I think so.
Make sure you catch the YouTube version for a little bit.
Dude, I'm sweating over here. Oh my gosh.
It's worth it.
You don't understand. I'm like,
Caleb is shedding his Wailmer skin.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, for real. It's Wailmer shedding season.
Steve made his nice and breathable.
Dude, Steve's is like usable. Like Steve's is like you could wear that for a Halloween costume and like it looks good. Like I could if there was a costume between the two of us, like Steve 100% wins. Like there's no way I should have won that. But I think for a brief second when I had the two eyeballs, I might have been like kind of close in that competition. But there's no way I can hold the eyeballs all.
Here's
the whole time.
why I had to do this, because it's been
on.
like, hang on,
I
40C to F. It's been like 100+ degree days here because it's like brutal summer.
Oh yeah,
I am not making this costume in any way that I'm gonna die. But this like big like rain front just came through, so it's actually a little bit chiller today. So it actually worked out okay.
Well, I will confirm for you that it's only like 70 something or 60 degrees for us in Fahrenheit right now here, and I'm still sweating. So even if it was cooler, it probably would be a bad experience. But because it's hot over there, it's even better that you didn't choose to do that.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god. Yes, please, everyone, tune into YouTube for just this episode.
Yeah. Hopefully the reveal was worth it. All right. Anyway, thanks all for tuning in. Big congrats again to Ilqm on his first regional win. Surely it definitely won't be his last either, based on how he's playing right now. And catch you all in the next one. Oh, one other thing too. EUIC like sold out, right? Like I heard that there was like 400 people. It would be the largest tournament to date, so that'd be pretty cool. Yeah. So that should be a fun one. Yo, if Martra Galde wins that one too, like discussion, no conversation, over.
It's over.
Over. If he gets second, still over in my opinion. But that's my take. All right, we'll catch you all next one. Peace.